Here comes a 2-2 home. Swung on a miss. Strike 3. 9 strikeouts for Zach Iverson. This kid is ridiculous out there on the mound.
The pitch from couch, line drive deep down the line in left field, back at the wall, and this game is tied. It is out of here.
That ball is roped out into left field. It is deep, and it will get out of here for a homer. Daniel Cruz flips the bat. His second home run on the season.
First pitch, line drive out into right field, and that will do it. Rounding third and heading for home is Ty Krinberger. It's a walk-off RBI single for Phil Glasser, and the Copperheads win the ball game.
Copperheads Baseball is presented by Ohio Health and by Ambassador Laundry, Athens Chambers of Commerce, Athens County Convention and Visitors Bureau, The Cat's Eye, Classic Brands, Donato's Pizza, Dan Inman Electric, Echoing Hills, Edward Jones, Fall Green Moortime, Holiday Inn Express, Jackie O's, Kona Ice, Rocky Brands, Stephanie Wood and Ohio Realty, Shauna Stump, Snyder, Fuller, and Stroh, Union Street Diner, Ohio University Credit Union, and Wendy's.
Live from Bob Run Stadium, Game 3 between the Licking County Settlers and the Southern Ohio Copperheads, as the Settlers took the first 2 games of the series from the Copperheads to grab a 2.5 game lead over the Copperheads in the South Division. They sit in first place, a half game ahead of the Cincinnati Steam. Heading this ball game, Copperheads need a victory to try to pull closer heading into the final series of the season. Hello and welcome to the broadcast. Joey Medor, and alongside me is Connor Mills. And Connor, a couple of tough losses for the Copperheads to the Settlers over these last couple games, but not all is lost, as they can still pull out and try to salvage something from this series with a win here today, and then you move on to Richmond.
Well, I guess there was a must-win situation. Now the Copperheads really have to try to string together some wins, and you don't really want to say they want to try to win out the year and try to sweep, but it's almost that difficult for them to try and make it into the postseason. They will have to win each and every game to the end of the season, which ends on Tuesday, to try and make their way into the postseason. That would give them the best chance to at least get the second seed. First seed is still up there, but not if the Licking County Settlers win today's game.
Yeah, Licking County has a chance to clinch a playoff spot if they pull out a victory in the ball game and complete the sweep against the Copperheads. Coming into the ball game, the Settlers are 4-1 against the Copperheads this season. But just minutes away from first pitch when we return right here on the Copperheads Media Network. We'll be line up some first pitch right after the national anthem. Ambassador Laundry, your locally owned and operated laundry and dry cleaning business, is a proud sponsor of the Copperheads. Stop by 15 West Stimson for all your laundry and dry cleaning needs.
It's a grand slam when you shop locally. Look for the Athens Area Chamber of Commerce logo and be sure to support the businesses that support the Athens Sandlot, our very own Copperheads, and our community. Love Athens. Keep it local, because together we make a difference.
The fun is just beginning in Athens, Ohio. Outdoor concerts and festivals, rails and trails, a 30-mile meal, and the funky vibe of uptown Athens and Court Street, Ohio's most eccentric half-mile. The best road trip starts at AthensOhio.com, the region's most comprehensive site for maps, shopping, and dining directories, and events calendar. Visit AthensOhio.com and start planning your next adventure.
Classic Brands, Budweiser, and Yingling are all proud supporters of Copperheads Baseball. Please drink responsibly and always use a designated driver. Responsibility matters.
Donato's is the exclusive pizza provider of the Southern Ohio Copperheads. With toppings loaded from edge to edge, Donato's Pizza will be sure to satisfy your hunger. Located at 688 East State Street in Athens, make Donato your pizza of choice today. Order by calling 740-529-5049 or order online at donatos.com.
Southern Ohio Copperheads would like to show our support for Echoing Hills. Echoing Hills provides individuals a place to call home and a comfortable and safe environment where they can achieve their dreams surrounded by supportive friends and staff. For more information, contact them at 740-594-3541.
Fall Green Moortime, one of the nation's leading integrated marketing and communication firms, prides itself on hiring the best and brightest graduates from across the country each year. In fact, the company is home to many Ohio University alumni. For more details on internships and employment opportunities, visit www.fallgreenmoortime.com.
You'll be living the life if you stay at the Holiday Inn Express with a free complimentary breakfast, high-definition televisions in all the rooms, and free Wi-Fi, in addition to being the only non-smoking hotel in Athens. Live the life, Holiday Inn Express.
Fans, Jackie O's Pub and Brewery is the official pregame and postgame hangout for the Copperheads. Be sure to meet us there before and after every game. From your pint to your plate, Jackie O's proudly presents over 40 beers on draft, produced right here in Athens. Newly remodeled public house and kitchen menu, uptown in-house bakery, 22-acre farm and taproom facility lunch specials, and locally sourced dinners, 7 days a week. 100-plus person outdoor patio, uptown. Learn more at JackieO's.com, Instagram, or Facebook today. After the game, be sure to stop by Jackie O's uptown or the tap room on Campbell Street. Just because the game ended doesn't mean your night has to. Jackie O's, the official pregame and postgame sponsor of your Copperheads.
Don't forget to stop by Kona Ice behind the press box on the third base side, locally owned and operated by Rich Hayes of Athens. They offer tropical shaved ice in an assortment of flavors, and be sure to ask about their fundraising opportunities.
Rocky Brand is so much more than you think. Rocky Brand is a global leader in the footwear and apparel market with over 1,500 distributors of Rocky, Georgia Boot, and Durango brands nationwide. Rocky Brand designs, develops, and markets hard-working boots, outdoor footwear, and apparel designed for every pursuit, and fashionable women footwear that invites you to live a little on the edge. And they do it all right here in Southeast Ohio. To see the whole Rocky Brand story, go to rockybrands.com.
State Farm and agent Shauna Stump are proud supporters of Copperhead Baseball. Visit our West Union Street office or call 593-6882 today to discuss all your insurance and financial services needs. She's celebrating 14 years of service in the Athens community. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Snyder Fuller & Stroh is one of the premier financial and insurance firms in the region. If you have questions regarding your financial, insurance, or employee benefit package, please.
Hey, I'm Scott Combs, catcher for the Copperheads, and you're listening to the Copperhead Media Network.
Just moments away from the first pitch here at Bob Wrenn Stadium. First, Connor Mills run us through the starting lineup for both sides in this one.
I'll take it through the Licking County Settlers first. Turner Hill leads things off. He's at first base today. Evan Fromwiller at second. Heave at second. Batting third in right field, Andrew Ang. Batting fourth. Cleanup batter, the left fielder, Sam Wilson. Batting fifth, Darius Diaz. Behind the plate, Dave Meyer. He's at third. Following him, Austin Moody. Batting seventh, the designated hitter. Batting eighth, William Kopicki, the shortstop. And batting ninth, Connor Dodge in center field. On the mound, Griffin Miller for Licking County Settlers. Moving on over to the Southern Ohio Copperheads. Jared Hurd in left field leading things off. Zach Iverson at third base, batting second. Sebastian Fabic designated hitting in today's game, batting third. Batting fourth, Zion Avery making the start at first. Scott Combs back behind the plate. Phil Glasser at shortstop. Ty Crittenberger in right field. Reese Trahey at second. And batting ninth, Lucas Nasanti, man in the field, out in center. On the mound for the Southern Ohio Copperheads, Jack Bennett.
Well, Jack Bennett on the mound, as you just mentioned. Connor making his third start on the year with the team, holds a 1-0 record with a 2.33 ERA, pitching 15 innings, 14 hits allowed, 8 strikeouts, 4 walks. As in his last outing, he pitched 8 innings against the Xenia Scouts, giving up 5 runs, 4 of them earned, 11 hits, a walk, no strikeouts. Did not get a decision in that one. Leading off for the third straight game for the Settlers is Turner Hill. As the first pitch of the ball game from Jack Bennett misses up high for a ball, 1-0. Hill has struggled a bit this series as he came in with the highest batting average on the team, but just 1 for 11 as the 1-0 pitch comes in for the first strike of the ball game. On the outside corner, 1-1 the count now. But it was an 0 for 6 in game 1 as the 1-1 pitch misses high and outside for a ball, 2-1, followed by a 1 for 5 effort for Turner Hill so far. Copperheads have neutralized him in the leadoff spot. The 2-1 home will catch the outside corner for a called strike by the home plate umpire, Jonathan Hanlon, and his base umpire, and this one will be Daniel Beasley. But here comes the 2-2 pitch from Jack Bennett. It will be taken just below the knees for a ball. Run the count full of the leadoff batter here in the top of the first. Bennett back up on the left side of the pitching rubber, winds up, full count pitch home, swung on and popped foul over the top The screen behind home plate and out of play. Count remains full. As the Copperheads trying to pick up a victory and gain some ground in the standings and looking to also avoid getting swept at home by the Licking County Settlers. Another full count pitch home to Turner Hills. Again swung on and fouled down the left field line out of play. And the count will remain full.
Well, for Jack Bennett was the only pitcher this season to record a win against the Hamilton Joes. So for Bennett, we'll try and help out and use his luck against Licking County Settlers today.
Yet another full count pitch. This one is swung on and poked fairly deep down the left field line, but we'll hook out a play foul. Long at bat here for Turner Hill to open up this evening's ball game, as it is another fireworks night here at Bob Wren Stadium, the second and final one of the season. Another full count pitch home into Turner Hill, swung on and hit out into left center field. Ranging over is the center fielder Krittenberger, but it'll be the left fielder Jared Hurd that calls him off in the alley to make the catch. Leadoff batter retired for the Settlers to open up the ball game.
Yeah, just a good catch by Hurd, ranging out into left center field. Easy fly out for Hurd to catch. Good at bat, winning the at bat for Jack Bennett.
With that will be Evan Fromwiller due up next for the Settlers in this one. As the first pitch into him from Bennett is a breaking ball taken up high for a ball. 1-0 the count. Fromwiller so far 3 for 8 on this series. Had a home run back in the first game. 1-0 pitch comes in at the knees for a called strike. 1-1 the count now. As Bennett working quickly. He winds up. 1-1 pitch home is a check swing over towards second base. Slow roller fielded by the second baseman Trey, but he's unable to get the handle on it and drops it. And heading into first safely is Evan Fromwiller. Not sure how that one will be scored, as it was kind of a check swing from Fromwiller out to second, but officially put on the scoreboard as an error, and a one-out base runner here on the top of the first.
Just a very difficult play for Reese Trahey to make. It was a slow roller over towards the gap on the right side of the infield. Trahey did all he could. Possibly the only thing would have been a bare hand play, or even just get the glove underneath it and try to flip it over to Zion to get the out.
So it will be charged an error. Fromwiller off first. Now a pickoff attempt from Jack Bennett, as he has picked off one base runner so far this season, back in his last start against the Xenia Scouts. But that'll bring in Andrew Ang batting third in this ball game. First pitch into him misses just a bit high and outside for a ball. 1-0. Looking at the defensive alignment for the Copperheads, Jared Hurd out in left field, and center Lucas Nasanti. In right field is Ty Krittenberger. At third, Zach Iverson. Shortstop Phil Glasser. Second, Reese Trey as another pickoff attempt to Zion Avery. Going back in safely is Fromwiller. But Zion Avery's at first base. Behind the dish is Scott Combs, and of course Jack Bennett out there on the mound. But Bennett comes set. Here comes the 1-0 home into Ang. Swung on line down to Reese Trey at second. Makes a catch, throwing the first, and they do double up the runner. As a hard hit ball right at Reese Trahey. Leaning off the bag was Fromwiller. A strong throw from Trahey over to first to make up for that error just a moment ago. And the side is retired in the top of the first. Copperheads coming up to hit for the first time in the bottom of the inning. No score yet. Right here on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health. Ambassador Laundry, your locally owned and operated laundry and dry cleaning business, is a proud sponsor of the Copperheads. Stop by 15 West Stimson for all your laundry and dry cleaning needs.
It's a grand slam when you shop locally. Look for the Athens Area Chamber of Commerce logo and be sure to support the businesses that support the Athens Sandlot, our very own Copperheads, and our community. Love Athens. Keep it local, because together we make a difference.
The fun is just beginning in Athens, Ohio. Outdoor concerts and festivals, rails and trails, a 30-mile meal, and the funky vibe of uptown Athens and Court Street, Ohio's most eccentric half-mile. The best road trip starts at AthensOhio.com, the region's most comprehensive site for maps, shopping, and dining directories, and events calendar. Visit AthensOhio.com and start planning your next adventure.
Classic brands Budweiser and Yingling are all proud supporters of Copperheads Baseball. Please drink responsibly and always use a designated driver. Responsibility matters.
Donato's is the exclusive pizza provider of the Southern Ohio Copperheads. With toppings loaded from edge to edge, Donato's Pizza will be sure to satisfy your hunger. Located at 688 East State Street in Athens, make Donato your pizza of choice today. Order by calling 740-529-5049 or order online at donatos.com.
Southern Ohio Copperheads would like to show our support for Echoing Hills. Echoing Hills provides individuals a place to call home and a comfortable and safe environment where they can achieve their dreams surrounded by supportive friends and staff. For more information, contact them at 740-594-3541.
Fall Green Moortine, one of the nation's leading integrated marketing and communication firms, prides itself on hiring the best and brightest graduates from across the country each year. In fact, the company is home to many Ohio University alumni. For more details on internships and employment opportunities, visit www.fallgreenmoortine.com.
You'll be living the life if you stay at the Holiday Inn Express with a free complimentary breakfast, high-definition televisions in all the rooms, and free Wi-Fi, in addition to being the only non-smoking hotel in Athens.
This is Austin Dunphy, the manager with the Southern Ohio Copperheads, and you're listening to the Copperheads Media Network.
Bottom of the first inning, Copperheads getting their first chance to hit in this one. It'll be Jared Hurd, followed by Zach Iverson, and then Sebastian Fabic, all due up in this bottom of the first inning. They'll be facing Griffin Miller in this one at Dyersburg State Community College, a 1-3 record with a 5.5 ERA in 7 starts this year, this one being his 8th. As Hurd's first pitch into Jared Hurd will be taken up high for a ball, 1-0 the count. But Miller was an all-star selection, pitched an inning in the all-star game, a shutout inning, no hits, 1 strikeout, facing 3 batters. As his second pitch of the ball game into Jared Hurd, swung on a rope down the line in right field, hooking towards the line, and it will be just foul. As Hurd got around on that pitch, but just a little bit too far out in front of it, count will be even at 1.
Yeah, a little too early from Jared Hurd, a little excited. Big day, fireworks night, as you said. So a lot of fans on hand here at Bob Wren, and just can feel a little bit of the electricity in the air. Copperheads are on they need their win.
And we just found out it's a doubleheader today between the Hamilton Joes and the Cincinnati Steam. The Joes took game 1 of the doubleheader, 6-2, meaning the Copperheads are currently a game behind the Cincinnati Steam. 1-1 pitch into Jared Hurd, misses high and outside for a ball, 2-1. But if the Copperheads are able to pull out a victory against the Settlers in this game, they can draw even with the Steam and then see what happens based on the result later. The second game is scheduled for 8:35 as the 2-1 pitch into Hurd, a swung and popped foul over top the press box. Count will be even at 2.
Well, because of yesterday's loss, Copperheads no longer control their destiny. So they'll need a little bit of help from the Hamilton Joes. And also, Copperheads will need to keep on winning.
2-2 into Jared Hurd, misses low and outside for a ball, 3-2 as you mentioned. Also a huge game for the Settlers, could clinch a playoff spot with a victory. Wouldn't clinch the number 1 seed and get the home field advantage just yet, but they can guarantee they would have a spot. 3-2 pitch into Hurd, is swung on and roped out into center field. Heading over is the center fielder Dodge. In a couple steps to his left, he will make the catch. They're pretty much straight away center. Leadoff man retired in the bottom of the first. And it'll be Zach Iverson due up next.
Just a hard hit by Jared Hurd. Flew it out into deep center field. He's been swinging a good bat in the latter half of the season. Main reason why he's up batting leadoff.
He kind of moved up in the order over the weekend series against the Xenia Scouts, and he's been there ever since. Been swinging one of the hottest bats on the team. First pitch into Zach Iverson is a breaking ball for Miller. Didn't really get on top of it, and it misses way outside for a ball, 1-0. As Zach Iverson getting a start at third base in this one. The 1-0 pitch in from Miller misses low for a ball. 2-0 the count now to Zach Iverson as he comes into the ball game batting at .341. So far in the series, Iverson is 2 for 8 with a couple of singles as well as an RBI. The 2-0 pitch into him will miss low for a ball, now way up in the count, 3-0. But Iverson, the main talk about him this season has been his abilities on the mound. Lowest ERA in the league, up there in the top 3 in strikeouts. 3-0 pitch to him, misses outside. He draws a 4-pitch walk for the Copperheads. First base runner in this one. Runner on first with 1 away, but continuing to talk about Iverson's pitching. You know, top 3 in strikeouts as well as up there and tied for first for wins. You got to be thinking he's got to be making a strong case for maybe pitcher of the year in the GLSCL.
Absolutely. I mean, Zach Iverson, we keep on going back to the third baseman from Michigan State. has come into this league, wasn't even slated to pitch, just volunteered to pitch one day against the Settlers earlier on in the year, and it's been a full season, just been doing tremendous out on the mound.
First pitch to Sebastian Fabig. He squares the bunt, pulls it back. Pitch a called strike by Jonathan Hanlon behind home plate. 0-1. And I mean, we talk about his pitching, but also a very solid average at .341 on the year. As here comes the 0-1 pitch into Fabig. It'll once again catch the outside corner for a strike. Fabig quickly down in the count, 0-2. As Fabig, well, he's taking a little bit of a slide here over these past few ball games. Just 1 for 8 in the series. And he's just 3 for his last 23 over this last stretch of ball games, trying to heat up his bat once again as the 0-2 pitch, the breaking pitch, misses high and outside for a ball, 1-2. But the average has dipped down to .351, was hovering around .400 throughout most of the year. Still the best average on the team. As the 1-2 pitch into Fabig is swung on and fouled a long way down the right field line. While to play, count remains 1-2. But Fabig is the team leader in RBIs. Also leads the team in doubles, tied for first in home runs. As a long look in from the pitcher Miller. Now he comes set. And he'll come home with the 1-2 pitch into Fabig. He swings right through the fastball on the outside corner, strike 3. So Fabig gets retired. First punch out for Miller in the outing. 2 away now. Runner stays at first base.
A tough at-bat by Sebastian Fabig. Like you said, he's been a little bit of a slide towards the end of the year. But all season long, the Copperheads are where they're at right now because of Fabig. His back carried him all season long. Now they'll try and depend on teammates to punch him through.
Here's another guy looking to break out once again for the team, Zion Avery. As Avery's average is down just to .234. As runner takes off on the first pitch, breaking ball high and inside, taken for a ball, and going in without a throw is Zach Iverson. Big stolen base there. He moves into scoring position now with a base hit from Zion Avery. Could plate the game's first run.
Well, just smart baseball by Iverson. Realized he wasn't really being held on. Took a huge lead off of Miller on the mound and took second base with ease.
1-0 pitch into Zion Avery, misses high and inside for a ball. 2-0 the count now as Copperheads trying to perhaps take their first lead of the series. In the first 2 ball games, Settlers led throughout all 9 innings. They scored a run in the top of the first and never gave up the lead. They beat the Copperheads the first game 9-6 and then 5-4 in yesterday's game. 2-0 pitch into Zion Avery. Big swing by Zion, but comes up empty. 2-1 the count now. Avery's just 1 for 7 in this series. And just 2 for his last 23, going all the way back to July 9th. Average has taken a big dip since then. Dropped from .263 as now a pickoff attempt to second. Zach Iverson dives back in safely. But the average has gone from .263 down to .234. But Avery with the chance with a runner in scoring position and 2 away here, trying to score the game's first run in the bottom of the first. 2-1 pitch home into Avery. It'll catch the low and outside corner for a strike. Now the count even at 2.
Tough pitch for Zion Avery to take right there. Tip your cap to Miller. Just painted it.
Here comes Miller's 20th pitch of the inning on this next one as he comes set. Long look at Zach Iverson at second. Now will come home 2-2 to Avery. Breaking ball. Good take by Zion. Misses low and away for a ball. Runs the count full now with 2 away.
This is a good inning for the Copperheads, even though they don't really have any hits yet. They do get the pitch count up for Griffin Miller. Make him work a lot, and they've found success against the relief pitching, the bullpen against the Settlers. Look to get to that early to get a win here today.
Full count pitch home into Zion Avery. Swings right through the fastball, strike 3. Second punch out of the inning for Griffin Miller, and the sides retired in the first inning. Heading to the top of the second. Still no score here at Bob Run Stadium. You're listening to Copperheads Baseball on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health.
You'll be living the life if you stay at the Holiday Inn Express with a free complimentary breakfast, high-definition televisions in all the rooms, and free Wi-Fi, in addition to being the only non-smoking hotel in Athens. Live the life, Holiday Inn Express.
Fans, Jackie O's Pub and Brewery is the official pregame and postgame hangout for the Copperheads. Be sure to meet us there before and after every game. From your pint to your plate, Jackie O's proudly presents over 40 beers on draft, produced right here in Athens. Newly remodeled public house and kitchen menu, uptown in-house bakery, 22-acre farm and taproom facility lunch specials, and locally sourced dinners, 7 days a week. 100-plus person outdoor patio, uptown. Learn more at JackieO's.com, Instagram, or Facebook today. After the game, be sure to stop by Jackie O's Uptown or the tap room on Campbell Street. Just because the game ended doesn't mean your night has to. Jackie O's, the official pregame and postgame sponsor of your Copperheads.
Don't forget to stop by Kona Ice behind the press box on the third base side, locally owned and operated by Rich Hayes of Athens. They offer tropical shaved ice in an assortment of flavors, and be sure to ask about their fundraising opportunities.
Rocky Brand is so much more than you think. Rocky Brand is a global leader in the footwear and apparel market with over 1,500 distributors of Rocky, Georgia Boot, and Durango brands nationwide. Rocky Brand designs, develops, and markets hard-working boots, outdoor footwear, and apparel designed for every pursuit and fashionable women, footwear that invites you to live a little on the edge. And they do it all right here in Southeast Ohio. To see the whole Rocky Brand story, go to rockybrands.com.
State Farm and agent Shauna Stump are proud supporters of Copperhead Baseball. Visit our West Union.
I'm Zach Iverson. I'm from Michigan State University. You're listening to the Copperheads Media Network.
Top two here. It's the first time in the series that Copperheads have gotten through the first inning without allowing a run. In the first two ball games, Settlers jumped out to a 1-0 lead and went on to win both of them. Copperheads looking to avoid getting swept and trying to inch ever so closer to the Cincinnati Steam, who they're looking up on, I should say, in the standings, as will be 4, 5, and 6 in the top of the second. First pitch in to the cleanup hitter. Sam Wilson has swung on and fouls it off his shin, it looked like. Rolls up the first baseline, 0-1, a 3-up, 3-down inning in the top of the first as Turner Hill was retired on a flyout. Evan Fromwiller reached on an error, but then a line drive double play got the Copperheads out of the inning as the 0-1 pitch is a big bender, catches the outside part of the plate for a strike. 0-2 the count now to Sam Wilson. Bennett working quickly, looking for his first punch out. The 0-2 pitch took something off it, bounced it in the dirt, taken by Wilson for a ball. 1-2 the count now. But Sam Wilson out of Ohio State University batting .252 coming into the ballgame, and that pitch runs in and hits him on the front arm, as not what you want to do up in the count. It was a 1-2 breaking ball. Got away from Bennett. It runs inside and hits Wilson. Leadoff man on now in the top of the second for Licking County.
Yeah, you always hate to see a hit by pitch, especially since you put all that work in to get ahead in the count. Well, Bennett will just have to bear down, make sure the leadoff man does not come around to score.
As Wilson was just 1 for 7 in the series going into that plate appearance. That will remain the same. Now it'll be Darius Diaz out of Kennesaw State University. First pitch into him. Misses high and away for a ball, 1-0. Diaz hitting at a .318 clip on the year. Only played in game 1 of the series when the Settlers won 9-6. He went 1 for 4 with a strikeout. The 1-0 pitch into him misses outside for a ball. Diaz now up in the count 2-0. As Bennett takes a peek to the runner at first, now he will throw over, diving back in safely as Sam Wilson. Count remains 2-0 as a pitch did not come into Diaz. Diaz on the year against the Copperheads is just 2 for 7 with a double and an RBI. The 2-0 pitch misses up high for a ball. Now Bennett risking walking his first batter at the 3-0 count to Darius Diaz. As Bennett trying to battle all the way back now in this at-bat. He comes set, working out of the stretch. 3-0 pitch home to Diaz. Will come in at the letters, taking all the way is Diaz for a strike. 3-1 the count now.
Not surprising pitch. Go with a fastball. Try to use your pitch so you can locate the best. Get over a strike because you don't want to hit it by pitch and then foul by a walk.
3-1 pitch home now. Swung on and popped foul over top the third base dugout and out of play after falling behind 3-0. It'll be a full count to Diaz with a runner on first here in the top of the second. No score yet between these two teams. Licking County looking to clinch a playoff spot with a victory in the ball game tonight. Copperheads trying to inch closer to earning themselves a playoff spot. As another pickoff attempt going back in safely as Sam Wilson on the slide. But now Bennett will come set. And another pickoff attempt. This time a tag applied by Avery, but not in time. So 2 pickoff attempts from Bennett. See what he does on this one. He will come home with a full count pitch. It misses high and outside for ball 4. He walked him. First walk on the day for Bennett. Now the first 2 Settlers reach base safely here in the top of the second.
Just tough back-to-back at-bats. Bennett, after working back down 3-0, gets 2 strikes on Diaz, then walks him. And then, of course, he was up in the count against Sam Wilson and hit him with a pitch. Double play helped him in the top of the first. We'll hope to do so. 2 men on base here.
Well, now it'll be Nate Meyer with the task of trying to start off a big inning here for the Settlers. He swings at the first pitch. Fouls it over top the netting behind home plate and out of play. 0-1 the count. As Myers had a pretty successful series. 4 for 7, couple runs scored, all singles. Are the hits brought his average up to .303 on the year for the third baseman out of the University of Cincinnati. 0-1 pitch to Myers, swung and lined out into right field. It'll get down for a base hit. Crittenberger fields it, being stopped at third base is Wilson, but the bases will be loaded now with nobody out. Bennett going to have to try to bear down for the Copperheads to avoid a big inning.
Good play by Crittenberger, taking it on one hop. Strong throw in, and kept Wilson from rounding third and coming in to score. A good hold by Licking County's coach.
Well, with that, it'll be Austin Moody due up next for the Settlers. He comes in with a 178 average. Swings at the first pitch from Bennett for a strike. 0-1 as the infield is now drawn in for Southern Ohio. Bases are loaded. Top second. No score yet. Nobody out here in the top of the second. 0-1 pitch into Moody. Misses outside for a ball. 1-1 the count now. As Moody comes from Kennesaw State University. 1-1 pitch into him. Swings through the breaking ball from Bennett for a strike. Now Bennett up in the count 1-2 on Moody. As Moody played in yesterday's ball game, only got 1 at bat, went 0 for 1. And that's the only time he's made an appearance so far, getting his first start against the Copperheads. 1-2 pitch from Bennett. A breaking ball fouled into the third base dugout. As ducking out of the way is one of the photographers for the Copperheads this summer. Count remains 1-2.
Would be a big spot here to get a strikeout. Get the first strikeout of the game for Bennett. With the bases loaded, do it yourself. Try to work your way out of this trouble.
Austin Moody, there's 13 hits and 73 at-bats so far this season. Does have a couple of homers, as long as 9 RBIs. Has struck out 22 times to only 4 base on balls. Trying to give the Settlers their first run of the game, as they have scored first in the first 2 games of the series so far, threatening to make it all 3. 1-2 pitch to Moody, swung on and missed, strike 3. Big strikeout there for Jack Bennett, gets the first out of the inning. 1 away now, bases remain loaded.
Good pitch by Bennett, gets him swinging high and outside. Bennett again with the bases loaded. Best case scenario, you get your strikeout. He got it. Now double play away from getting out of this.
As you mentioned, the double play. Corner infielders do stay up, but the middle infielders move back to double play depth. First pitch is a called strike to William Kopicki. As Kopicki on the year only played in 8 games for the Settlers, just 2 for 16 average, 125. The 0-1 pitch into him is swung on and hit out into left center field. Going over is the center fielder Santi, will make the catch. Tagging is the runner Sam Wilson from third. The throw will go into third base. Both runners move up, and a run comes in to score. First run of the ball game on a sac fly. 2 outs now. Runners on second and third here in the top of the second.
Not a bad way to get your second out, just giving up 1 run. Now only 1 out of getting out of the top of the second inning. Bennett will just have to get the 9-batter and Connor Dodge.
Just a second RBI for Kopicki on the year. As now will be the number 9 hitter Connor Dodge, the center fielder, trying to keep this inning alive. First pitch into Dodge will catch the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. As Connor Dodge comes from Hope International University from Bakersfield, California. As the 1-0 pitch is swung on and fouled away down the third base line. Jumping out of the way is the third base coach T.J. Wharton, also the manager for the Settlers this summer. But now 2 outs, runners on second and third. It's an 0-2 count to Connor Dodge. Here comes a pitch from Jack Bennett. It is swung on and missed. Excuse me, it was a 1-1 count. 1-2 is the count now as Connor Dodge looks to keep this inning alive. Has 12 RBIs on the year. A chance to add a couple more and hang a crooked number for the Settlers here in this second inning. Already 1 in. 1-2 pitch from Bennett. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. So the Settlers load the bases with nobody out, but only push across a run on a sac fly after Bennett strikes out a couple batters. And we head into the bottom of the second inning. Settlers 1, Copperheads nothing. Copperheads looking to answer up at the plate right here on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health.
State Farm and Agent Shauna Stump are proud supporters of Copperhead Baseball. Visit our West Union Street office or call 593-6882 today to discuss all your insurance and financial services needs. She's celebrating 14 years of service in the Athens community. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Snyder Fuller & Stroh is one of the premier financial and insurance firms in the region. If you have questions regarding your financial, insurance, or employee benefit package, please call Mark Snyder, Jim Fuller, or Dan Stroh at 740-594-8385 or visit them online at www.snyderfullerstroh.com. That is SNIDERFULLERSTROH.com.
The Cat's Eye Saloon at 12 North Court Street features a great selection of craft beers on tap and in the bottle 365 days a year. The Cat's Eye Saloon is a proud supporter of the Southern Ohio Copperheads and all Ohio University athletics. The Cat's Eye Saloon, your home away from home, open 7 days a week.
The Copperheads would like to thank Wendy's for their support of the team and players. If you're hungry, stop into Wendy's located off Richland Avenue and East State Street. Check the back of your ticket stub for a free small Frosty with any purchase.
Stephanie Wood with Ohio Realty. She will help you.
Hey, I'm Scott Combs, catcher for the Copperheads, and you're listening to the Copperhead Media Network.
Scott Combs, starting catcher in this evening's ball game, will lead off this inning, followed by Phil Glasser and Ty Crittenberger as the Copperheads look to answer the 1 run scored by the Licking County Settlers in the top of the second. 1-0 score here at Bob Wren Stadium. As Scott Combs digs in, went 2 for 4 in game 1 of this series with a couple of singles as well as a couple of RBIs. First pitch into him is a called strike on the outside corner, 0-1. As the 0-1 pitch in from Griffin Miller to Combs is a breaking ball. Taken just a bit high by Combs, evens up the count at 1. But Combs now has a .315 average on the year. 23 hits, only one of them being an extra base hit, 1 double, 13 RBIs. 1-1 pitch home from Griffin Miller will be taken just a bit outside for a ball. 2-1 the count now to Scott Combs.
Just a good eye by Combs, and one of his last at-bats, first game of the series, he worked a really good at-bat against one of the Licking County pitchers in the bottom of the 7th, en route to 2 runs.
It's a 13-pitch at-bat that drew a walk for Scott Combs as a 2-1 pitch misses low and away for a ball. 3-1. As that was back in the Copperheads' 9-6 loss to the Settlers in the first game of the series. Dropped the second game yesterday, 5-4. Trying to avoid the sweep in tonight's ball game. 3-1 home to Scott Combs. Swung on and popped up right side of the infield. Heading over is a second baseman, Fromwiller. He calls off the first baseman. Turner Hill will make the catch. A couple steps into the right field grass. Leadoff man retired here in the bottom of the second.
A good at-bat by Scott Combs, not the result that he was looking for. Made Miller throw a bunch of pitches to him, and Combs will have a better approach at the plate next time.
So Combs is retired. It brings in Phil Glasser, the shortstop. As the first pitch into Glasser, swung on a chop towards Fromwiller at second, fields it on the hop. Easy throw on to first to retire Glasser at first base. 1 pitch, 1 out to retire Glasser. And the first 2 Copperheads in this inning are retired. 2 away now for Ty Krittenberger.
Well, Glasser trying to jump over the first pitch. It's either one way or the other with Glasser. It's swing at the first pitch, try to get a hit. Could be the best pitch of the at-bat you see, or take a lot of pitches, work the count full, and work a deep at-bat.
Ty Krittenberger only played in game 1. He went 0 for 3 in the Copperheads' loss. As first pitch into him, he swings through the fastball from Miller for a strike. 0-1 as Krittenberger's trying to get off the schneid against the Settlers this season. Does not have a hit against them in 12 at-bats. As the 0-1 pitch misses low and away, gets away from the catcher Diaz for a ball. 1-1. Krittenberger, 254 average on the year, 17 hits, 5 doubles, 7 RBIs, 12 walks, and 9 stolen bases. Trying to spark a 2-out rally here for the Copperheads in the bottom of the second. 1-1 pitch in from Griffin Miller will run inside and hit Ty Krittenberger. A big bat flip by him over all the way to the third base dugout. So Krittenberger will be on first base on the hit by pitch with 2 outs, and now Reese Trey gets a chance to hit here in the inning.
Well, on that bat flip, following it all the way through into the dugouts, player operations director Paul King got the bat with one hand.
Yeah, nice one-handed snag. Got to be alert down there in the dugout no matter who you are.
Not bad for a former hockey player.
So now the left-handed hitting second baseman Reese Trey swings at the first pitch and fouls it down the left field line and out of play. 0-1 the count. As Reese Trahey trying to keep this bottom of the second inning alive. Settlers lead the Copperheads 1-0. Trahey batting .297 on the season. 2 for 7 in the series with a double and a couple of strikeouts. 0-1 pitch from Miller, gets away from the catcher Diaz over his head, and trotting down to second base is Ty Krittenberger. Will be a 1-1 count now to Trahey with a runner in scoring position. Back-to-back innings now. The Copperheads have had a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. Obviously failed to bring him in the first inning, but a chance here for Trahey. Try to even this ball game up with a base hit to the outfield. As Miller looks into his catcher Diaz, now comes set. Checks on Krittenberger at second. Comes home with the 1-1 pitch to Trey. It again gets away from the catcher Diaz, this time outside. And now trotting over to third base is Ty Krittenberger. 2-1 the count. Krittenberger was hit by a pitch and a couple of wild pitches. Moves him all the way to third. A base hit will definitely score him now with 2 outs.
Copperheads in yesterday's game went 1 for 10 and with runners in scoring position. It didn't happen until the bottom of the 9th inning. So we'll look to break that trend here. The runner 90 feet away from scoring.
As it's been something that's bugged them this whole series. 2-1 to Trey. He swung on and fouled over the press box. Evens up the count at 2 to Trey. Copperheads have struggled to get the big hit in this series when they've needed it. In both ball games in the bottom of the 7th, they were trailing 4-2 with the bases loaded and were unable to pick up a hit to drive in the potential tying and go-ahead runs. And, of course, they went on to lose both of those games. trying to capitalize on this opportunity now. Runner on third with 2 outs. 1-0 Settlers lead. Here comes a 2-2 pitch to Trey. Swung on and fouled back into the netting behind home plate. Trey, he's staying alive at 2-2.
And keep on working the pitcher, Miller. Keep on going. Copperheads have fared much better against relief pitching this series than against the starters.
Here comes a 2-2 pitch into Reese Trey. He swung on and popped up, heading back towards the third base dugout. The catcher Diaz takes a look at it, but he runs out of room. It lands in the stands here at Bob Wrenn Stadium, and Reese Trey earns himself another 2-2 pitch. But Connor making the point that the Copperheads have struggled, have not scored, or only scored 1 single run against starting pitching so far in this series. The rest have come against the Licking County Settlers bullpen. But trying to crack a run on the board here against Griffin Miller. Here comes another 2-2 pitch into Trey. Swung on and again, foul back into the screen. Trey right on, just a little bit underneath Miller at the moment.
Little underneath, but right on it. Balls are being found straight back at the screen, so you know the timing is right there. Now he just has to barrel it up.
A tying run at third base. 1-0 Settlers lead here in the bottom of the second inning. Comes a 2-2 pitch. It misses low in the dirt. Dug out by the catcher Diaz, and now it'll be a full count to Reese Trahey. As Crittenberger reached base on a hit by pitch with 2 outs. Got all the way over to third on a couple of wild pitches from Miller. As Trahey trying to come up big and tie this ball game up. Copperheads have not had a lead or been tied with the Settlers in this series. Full count pitch, misses outside for a ball. Reese Trahey draws the 2-out walk. And now runners will be at the corners. Lucas Nasanti will try to drive in that tying run.
Nasanti had a triple in yesterday's game. Seeing the ball well. Look to drive it somewhere in this at-bat. Try to bring home a run.
Nasanti did have a triple down the right field line in yesterday's game. It's his only hit in the series, just 1 for 7. He eventually came in to score, batting .294. Coming as that bat, Trahey takes off on the first pitch. Nasanti swings through it for a strike. No throw down to second. Trahey has a stolen base, and now 2 in scoring position with 2 outs and an 0-1 count to Nasanti.
Good awareness by Trahey, just taking the open bag. Hit could score 2.
0-1 pitch from Miller, and Nasanti goes outside for a ball. 1-1 the count now. As already the second stolen base for the Copperheads through the first 2 innings. As Miller looks in, a 1-1 pitch into Lucas Nasanti will be swung on and flied out into shallow right field, heading over to second baseman Fromm, where he calls off the first baseman Hill and makes the catch on the run. Copperheads once again unable to get a big hit with runners in scoring position in this series, as Nasanti pops up into shallow right field to retire the side here in the bottom of the second. We head in the top of the third. Still a 1-0 Settlers lead. As you're listening to Copperheads Baseball on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health. The Copperheads would like to thank Wendy's for their support of the team and players. If you're hungry, stop into Wendy's located off Richland Avenue and East State Street. Check the back of your ticket stub for a free small Frosty with any purchase.
Stephanie Wood with Ohio Realty. She will help you find your next safe home. Stephanie Wood, bringing home the results and going the extra distance.
Snyder, Fuller, and Stroh has supported the Copperheads since 2002. We're proud of that affiliation and excited to sponsor Fireworks Night again this year on June 29th. As one of the premier financial and insurance firms in the region, Snyder, Fuller, and Stroh is focused on helping our clients secure their financial future. What's your plan? Give us a call at 594-8385.
Ambassador Laundry, your locally owned and operated laundry and dry cleaning business, is a proud sponsor of the Copperheads. Stop by 15 West Stimson for all your laundry and dry cleaning needs.
It's a grand slam when you shop locally. Look for the Athens Area of Commerce logo and be sure to support the business that support the Athens Sandlot, our very own Copperheads, and our community. Love Athens. Keep it local, because together we make a difference.
Hi, I'm Zion Avery. I go to Ohio University. I'm first baseman catcher for the Copperheads, and you're listening to Copperhead Network.
It's the top of the third inning, and also the top of the order due up for the Licking County Settlers as they try to build on their 1-0 lead. They scored a run on a sac fly in the top of the second inning. First pitch of the inning into Turner Hill, misses high and outside for a ball, 1-0. As could have been worse for Jack Bennett. He loaded the bases with nobody out last inning, then picked up a strikeout, a sac fly, and another strikeout to only give up one run. 1-0 pitch catches the outside corner to Turner Hill for a strike. 1-1 the count now as Turner Hill flew out to the left fielder Jared Hurd in left center field his first time up. The 1-1 pitch is swung on and hit out to pretty much the same spot he hit it last time. Jared Hurd takes a couple steps to his left and will have it in the air for the first out at the top of the third inning.
Routine fly ball out into left field. Hurd corrals it, just take those couple steps. Good first out, good start to the inning for Bennett.
So now it'll be Evan Fromwiller due up next. He's 0 for 1 on the day. First pitch into him is a breaking ball, misses just a bit outside for a ball, 1-0. Reached on an error by the second baseman Reese Trahey on a slow roller between first and second. The 1-0 pitch rides high for a ball. 2-0 the count now to Fromwiller. As we mentioned a little bit ago, Hamilton Joes took game one of a doubleheader against the Cincinnati Steam as that 2-0 pitch is swung on and flied out into shallow right field. Coming in as the right fielder Trahey will squeeze it with two hands to retire Fromwiller. 2 up, 2 down in the top of the third inning. But the Joes knocked off the Steam 6-2, meaning they only hold a game lead over the Copperheads. Second game was set to start at 8:35 between the Joes and the Steam. So if the Copperheads can pull out a victory and the Joes lose once again tonight to the Joes, they would jump the Steam in the playoff standings.
Yeah, for the Copperheads, everything's still right there. They need a couple wins, but they still have a chance to get into the postseason.
First pitch is a called strike to the three-hitter Andrew Ang. Now the second pitch is swung on and missed for strike 2. 0-2 the count now with 2 away in the top of the third. 1-0. The Settlers lead the Copperheads. Settlers would clinch a playoff spot with a victory here tonight. The 0-2 pitch misses high and outside for a ball to where Scott Combs wanted it. 1-2 now. As the 1-2 pitch is swung on and missed, strike 3. Jack Bennett with his second 3 up, 3 down inning through the first 3. Third punch out of the ball game for him. And we head to the bottom of the third. 1-0 lead for the Settlers. Copperheads looking to draw even when we return right here on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health. It's a grand slam when you shop locally. Look for the Athens Area of Commerce logo and be sure to support the business that support the Athens Sandlot, our very own Copperheads, and our community. Love Athens. Keep it local, because together we make a difference.
The fun is just beginning in Athens, Ohio. Outdoor concerts and festivals, rails and trails, a 30-mile meal, and the funky vibe of Uptown Athens and Court Street, Ohio's most eccentric half-mile. The best road trip starts at AthensOhio.com, the region's most comprehensive site for maps, shopping and dining directories, and events calendar. Visit AthensOhio.com and start planning your next adventure.
Classic brands Budweiser and Yuengling are proud supporters of Copperheads baseball. Please drink responsibly and always use a designated driver. Responsibility matters.
Donato's is the exclusive pizza provider of the Southern Ohio Copperheads. With toppings loaded from edge to edge, Donato's Pizza will be sure to satisfy your hunger. Located at 688 East State Street in Athens, make Donato's your pizza of choice today. Order by calling 740-592-5049 or order online at donatos.com.
The Southern Ohio Copperheads would like to show our support for Echoing Hills. Echoing Hills provides individuals a place to call home in a comfortable and safe environment.
Ty Krinberger from Pompano, Florida. You're listening to Ched's Media.
Jared Hurd due up to lead off the bottom of the third inning for the Copperheads as they trail at 1-0 to the Licking County Settlers, looking to avoid the dreaded sweep with a victory in tonight's ball game. First pitch of the inning into Jared Hurd is a called strike on the inside corner. 0-1 as Jared Hurd 0 for 1 in the ball game. so far. The 0-1 pitch into him will miss outside for a ball. Evens up the count at 1. But the Copperheads have had chances through the first 2 innings. Had a runner at second with 2 outs in the first. Unable to get him in, and then runners on second and third in the second with 2 outs. Couldn't get either those 2 runners in either, as the 1-1 pitch missed low and outside for a ball. 2-1 now to Jared Hurd. The 2-1 pitch to Hurd will miss outside for a ball. Catcher Diaz tried to frame it, but home plate umpire Jonathan Hamlin calls it a ball. 3-1 the count now to Jared Hurd.
Well, identical strike zones for Hanlon and Beasley. Back-to-back games, Daniel Beasley was behind the plate.
As a 3-1 home to Jared Hurd, misses outside for a ball. He draws a leadoff walk here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. First Copperhead leadoff batter to reach base safely in this one. And now Zach Iverson will get a chance to hit.
Well, the outside corner has not been called in the past 2 games now. Copperheads just taking it outside. They know what it is.
Well, Zach Iverson drew a walk and was stranded out at second in his first at-bat of the ball game, as that was the 4th walk issued by Miller so far in this one. Checked at the 3rd walk. As Miller looks in, here comes the first pitch to Zach Iverson. That'll miss low below the knees for a ball, 1-0. Zach Iverson, second best average on the team at .341. Only trails Sebastian Fabic. 1-0 pitch into Iverson, swung on and flied out into left field. Taking a couple steps back is the left fielder Wilson. He will have the catch for the first out of the inning. Staying at first base is Jared Hurd. And now Sebastian Fabic due up next.
It just looks like a nice pure swing from Iverson. Nice lefty swing. Just gets underneath of it. Little behind the ball. Flies it out to Wilson for the first out. But Iverson just has it as nice of a swing you're going to see.
So Iverson retired. Fabic due up next. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. So far, 2 strikeouts for Griffin Miller through his first 2 1/3 innings on the mound. Still on first base is Jared Hurd. First pitch into Fabic runs inside for a ball, 1-0. But Fabic trying to break out in a big way, including its last at-bat, just 3 for 24 over these last stretch of ball games. As the 1-0 pitch into Fabic will miss outside for a ball. Diving back into first is Jared Hurd safely, as the catcher Diaz tried to pick him off over there. It'll be a 2-0 count to Fabic.
Good awareness by Hurd. Took his secondary lead, and as soon as the catcher popped up, Hurd went back sliding.
So now Fabic up in the count, 2-0, looking for a pitch to drive here with 1 out in the bottom of the 3rd. 2-0 pitch misses low and inside for a ball. And now Griffin Miller risking walking 2 hitters in the inning and possibly putting a runner in scoring position with less than 2 outs. 1 away here in the bottom of the 3rd. Settlers lead the Copperheads 1-0. Hurd takes off on the 3-0 pitch. It will catch the strike zone, but Jared Hurd doesn't draw a throw into second, slides in easily. So he'll be in scoring position now, and a 3-1 count to Sebastian Fabic. Fabic, the right man for the job here, team leader in RBIs with 32. Here comes a 3-1 pitch into him from Miller. Runs inside and hits him. And Fabic will get first base as second batter that Miller has hit so far in this one, along with 3 walks. Been a little wild throughout the first 3 innings. Hasn't allowed a hit yet, but now 2 runners on with only 1 out for Zion Avery.
That's what I was about to say. Even though he has been wild, he's been effective. You know, those 3 walks, 2 hit by pitches. But anytime you throw up a 0 on the board, you're doing your job. And that's what Griffin Miller has been able to do so far.
Well, now already has 54 pitches through the first 2 1/3 inning. As usually pitchers like to try to stay around 15 pitches an inning is the magic number. He's averaging close to 20 now, as the Copperheads making him work early on in this ball game. First pitch to Zion Avery, misses outside for a ball, 1-0.
64 hit by pitches. Just unfathomable. One team. The next team has 57. Muskegon Clippers.
Copperheads just keep racking up the hit by pitches this year as Avery grounds one up the middle. Now will get through on into center field for a base hit. Being sent home is Jared Hurd. He will come in to score to tie this ball game up. RBI single for Zion Avery. Stopping at second is Sebastian Fabic. 1-1 score here in the bottom of the third.
Good hit by Zion Avery. Didn't do too much with it. He's been swinging out of his shoes lately, but just took the pitch where it was. Didn't try to go for the 3-run home run. Just settles for the RBI single, and that's all that the Southern Ohio Copperheads need. Single after single, they get their first hit, and they get a run on the board.
17th RBI for Avery this year. As you mentioned, Connor, first hit of the ball game for the Copperheads is a big one. It's an RBI single. 1-1 score now in the bottom of the third. And runners on first and second with one out for Scott Combs. The first pitch into him rides high and inside for a ball, 1-0. Scott Combs 0 for 1 on the day so far. As he takes a step out of the box, now he's ready to go. Trying to continue the trend set by Zion Avery and bring in another run, give the Copperheads their first lead of this series. Here comes the 1-0 pitch to Combs. He actually called time at the plate before the pitch was brought in. Would have been a strike, but doesn't matter now. Count remains 1-0 to Combs as he takes a step out of the box. Now he's back in there ready to go.
And Jonathan Hanlon still called it a strike even though he was not in position to do so.
Count is 1-0 to Scott Combs. Here comes a pitch from Miller, who miss low and away for a ball. Dug out by the catcher Darius Diaz. Combs now up in the count 2-0.
Well, just going back to the RBI single, watching Jared Hurd, Copperheads really haven't scored early in any of these games in the 3-game series, but Hurd was rushing around third, almost tripped coming in.
2-0 pitch runs inside and low to Scott Combs, and now it'll be a 3-0 count as Griffin Miller starting to lose it here in this third inning, as he has already issued three walks and 2 hit by pitches so far, as the 3-0 pitch into Scott Combs runs high for ball 4. 4-pitch walk to the catcher Scott Combs, and now the sacks will be full for Phil Glasser with 1 out in the bottom of the third inning. Copperheads looking for a big inning here.
Hopefully the Copperheads can do something with this inning, because over the past couple days with the bases loaded, a pitching change would happen, and then they get shut down after maybe an RBI ground out or a sacrifice fly. But the Copperheads have just been unable to punch through with bases loaded opportunities over these past 2 games. And Copperheads taking advantage early on a starter for the first time. See what they can do with bases loaded.
Well, a lot of the runs that have come in through these first couple of ball games have been on walks or wild pitches or not even hits that have brought them in.
Yeah, bottom of the 7th, 2 games ago, the first game against Licking County Settlers, 2 runs came in, and just like you said, it was a hit by pitch and a wild pitch or a walk. No hits, but I got the job done at the time.
So now Phil Glasser will look for a big hit here. He's 0 for 1 so far in the ball game, but has had several big at-bats for the Copperheads this year. One that comes to mind is the walk-off single back on Sunday to give the Copperheads their first and so far only walk-off victory on the season. But Glasser up here in a big spot. 1-1 score, bases loaded, 1 out in the bottom of the third. Copperheads trying to take their first lead of the series. Glasser swings at the first pitch and pops it up left side of the infield. Looks like the shortstop Kopicki will call off everybody else, make the catch. 2 away now in the inning, as now Fabic kind of dances off third base a little bit, but he'll be looked back by Kopicki. So Glasser pops up on the first pitch. 2 away now. He'll take a 2-out base hit from Ty Crittenberger to keep this inning alive.
Well, back-to-back at-bats for Phil Glasser, swinging at the first pitch and lining into an out or popping up into an out. Saw his pitch, just couldn't find the place to put it.
So now Ty Crittenberger was hit by a pitch his first time up. First pitch runs high and almost gets away from the catcher Diaz. He has to pop up out of his crouch. As you don't know, maybe a little bit of miscommunication between the pitcher and the catcher there, as Diaz now trots out toward the mound to say something to Miller. It'll be a 1-0 count to Crittenberger. As Krittenberger looking for a big 2-out base hit to give the Copperheads their first lead of this series and avoid getting swept by the Settlers. Here comes a 1-0 pitch into Krittenberger. It bounces in the dirt, picked out by the catcher Diaz. Runners stay put. But a 2-0 count now to tie Krittenberger.
Base hit, ball 4 will do a job for the Copperheads. Krittenberger just take the discipline to the plate.
Miller a long look in. Now will kick and deal the 2-0 to Krittenberger and misses outside for a ball. And now a 3-0 count as Miller has already walked 3 Copperheads in the inning and threatening to make it a 4th if he walks Krittenberger right here. It's a 3-0 pitch, nowhere to put him. Here comes the delivery. It runs inside for ball 4, and the Copperheads will have the lead. Krittenberger will get a walk and an RBI with 2 outs. Coming in to score, Sebastian Fabic from third base. Copperheads have their first lead of the series. It's 2-1 here in the bottom of the 3rd.
And again, Copperheads are doing it without a base hit. They did have the RBI single from Zion Avery, but still, they're scoring runs without really punching through. They're looking for that big hit. They have the lead, but see what they can do. Still remaining with the bases loaded.
Yep, bases still loaded with 2 away in the bottom of the 3rd. Trahey was walked his first time up. The first pitch into him from Miller will catch the strike zone on the outside part of the plate. 0-1 count to Reese Trahey. As Zion Avery stands out on third, he had an RBI single earlier on in the inning. Out on second is Scott Combs, and on first Ty Krittenberger. 0-1 pitch from Miller into Trahey is swung on and missed. And Trahey quickly behind the Miller, 0-2 now.
Trey came in to pinch hit in yesterday's game for Kyle Gammon. Dunphy expecting big things from Trey. He's come through all season long. See if he can finish out the season strong.
Trey we have to protect now, down 0-2. Trying to put up a big number for the Copperheads. They lead it 2-1. Here comes a pitch, swung on and fouled back into the screen. Trey just underneath that pitch. Count remains 0-2. As a quick update on that second game between the Joes and the Steam, of course, affecting the Copperheads as it's in the bottom of the 1st. No score yet. Copperheads are within a game of the Cincinnati Steam with a victory and a Steam loss in that game, too. The Copperheads would be in front of the Steam and be in the 2nd spot of the GLSCL South Division. 0-2 pitch. Trey runs over top the glove of the catcher Diaz, and coming in to score is Zion Avery. Copperheads, they've only needed 1 hit in the inning so far to score a run, but they have 3. 1 coming in on a walk and now on the wild pitch. The other 2 runners move up as well. 3-1 score, runners on 2nd and 3rd.
Extreme small ball situation for the Copperheads. Pass balls, hit by a pitch, a walk, whatever gets it done, they're scoring runs.
Now the count 1-2 to Trahey. Here comes a pitch. Swung on and missed. He foul tipped it into the mid of Diaz. And the strikeout is recorded. But the Copperheads put up a crooked number in the inning. They played 3 to take a 3-1 lead over the Licking County Settlers heading in the top of the 4th. When we return, Connor Mills will be on the middle innings of the play-by-play duties right here on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health. Classic brands Budweiser and Yuengling are proud supporters of Copperheads baseball. Please drink responsibly and always use a designated driver. Responsibility matters.
Donato's is the exclusive pizza provider of the Southern Ohio Copperheads. With toppings loaded from edge to edge, Donato's Pizza will be sure to satisfy your hunger. Located at 688 East State Street in Athens, make Donato's your pizza of choice today. Order by calling 740-592-5049 or order online at donatos.com.
The Southern Ohio Copperheads would like to show our support for Echoing Hills. Echoing Hills provides individuals a place to call home in a comfortable and safe environment where they can achieve their dreams surrounded by supportive friends and staff. For more information, contact them at 740-594-3541.
Follow Green Mortine, one of the nation's leading integrated marketing and communication firms, prides itself on hiring the best and brightest graduates from across the country each.
This is Austin Dunphy, the manager with the Southern Ohio Copperheads, and you're listening to the Copperheads Media Network.
Top of the fourth inning at Bob Bren Stadium. The Copperheads have their first lead of the three-game series. Copperheads trying to salvage Game 3 as they lost the first two. It'll be Sam Wilson, Darius Diaz, and Nate Meyer all due up for the Licking County Settlers. But in the bottom of the third inning, Copperheads had the bases loaded. Zion Avery with a single and a couple walks, a pass ball. Hit by pitch. Copperheads played it two more as the first pitch is in for a called strike to Sam Wilson. 0-1 from the pitcher, Jack Bennett. Wilson today was hit by a pitch, came around to score as he lines this one out into left field, gets down for a base hit, leadoff single for the Licking County Settlers here in the top of the fourth inning.
Yeah, it was an 0-1 breaking ball. Bennett kind of hung it a little bit, and Wilson jumped out on it, lined it out into left field. Want to try to keep that pitch down as it can start to get punished when you leave it up. As lucky that ball didn't find a gap somewhere, just easy single out into left field.
From Perth Amboy, New Jersey, and Kennesaw State University, it's Darius Diaz, the catcher in today's ball game for the Settlers. First pitch to him misses high and outside, 1 ball, no strikes.
New Jersey, huh?
Yeah, New Jersey. Not too many of us out here in the, I don't know if you consider Ohio Midwest or not. Second pitch, line drive out into left field, ranging towards the corner and falling down in foul territory. It hits the dirt just left of the line in the warning track. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Ohio is definitely the Midwest.
Is it Midwest?
Well, it's not the East. It's not on it's not on the coast.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's got to be in the middle somewhere. There's not a Mid-East. Well, there is a Middle East, but that's not here.
That is not here nor there.
That's in another part of the country.
Another part of the world.
I said the country, didn't I? Wow.
It's all right. It's hot outside.
Good Lord.
Temperatures felt like 100 degrees here in Athens, Ohio. During Brew Week, Court Street was popping.
Well, it's usually popping no matter what, but especially during Brew Week here in the summer.
Bennett checks over to the runner at first base. Wilson goes back safely. Count remains at 1-1. Well, 1-1 the count. Bennett from the stretch. Gets his sign from Combs. 1-1 pitch, misses low. Runner on the move. Wilson is tagged out. Beautiful throw by Scott Combs. Sam Wilson tried to test the arm of Scott Combs, and he was having nothing. Combs guns out Wilson. First out here in the top of the fourth inning.
Well, there's a reason Combs was selected for the All-Star game. Just a fantastic defensive catcher behind the plate as that ball in the dirt. As the runner, Wilson thought he could get a good jump on it, but didn't bounce too far away from Combs. He's able to corral it, fires a absolute rocket down to the shortstop Glasser, and a nice tag to record the out.
There was a great tag by the shortstop, Phil Glasser, kind of up towards the first base line a little bit, or the first base bag. You can imagine that, the diamond. Off to our right, Glasser's left, made the catch. 2 balls and 1 strike is the count. With 1 out here in the top of the fourth, Bennett's pitch swung on, a pop fly over out into left field. Ranging towards the foul line is Jared Hurd. He makes a one-hand grab above his sunglasses on the hat. No longer needs it as nighttime has fallen upon us in Athens. 2 outs here in the top of the fourth.
Yeah, that's huge for your pitcher when you get that base runner erased. He can go back into the windup and delivers a nice pitch there. Gets a lazy fly ball from Diaz. Now all of a sudden, what looked like could have been trouble this inning, 2 outs. Looking for another 3 up, 3 down inning.
Went 1-2-3 in the top of the third inning. Allowed a leadoff single to Sam Wilson. He was erased by a caught stealing by Scott Combs. As the ball bounces to the plate, Combs can't corral it. 1 ball, no strikes to the batter, Nate Meyer. Meyer batting .311 on the season. 1 for 1 in today's ball game with a single. 1-0 the count. Bennett's pitch. Swung on, fouled off towards the right side. And out of play, 1 ball, 1 strike. Infield playing back with 2 outs here in the top of the fourth. Copperheads 3, Settlers 1. 1-1 pitch, swung on, a looping line drive over near the merchandise tent. Goes a little bit left of the tent, more towards the bullpen and towards the hill here at Bob Wrenn Stadium, towards our right side. Count is at 2 balls and 1 strike. Bennett trying to put the inning to rest. The 1-2 pitch taken outside, ball 2.
Not a bad miss there on that 1-2 pitch. Fastball just off the black. Try to get him to chase it. We still got another pitch to play with on the 2-2 count.
2-2 misses low in the turf, bounces into the catcher Scott Combs. A perfect block. It rolls all the way halfway back to the pitcher Bennett. Count is run full to Nate Meyer. The count is full here in the top of the 4th inning with 2 outs. Bennett pitching from the windup, takes a deep breath. 3-2 pitch, swung on towards the hole, grounded in for a single. That ball roll all the way out into right field, taken by the right fielder Ty Krittenberger. It's a full count single for Nate Meyer. He's 2 for 2 in today's ball game. And now it's a 2-out single for the Licking County Settlers, which will bring up Austin Moody, who struck out with the bases loaded his last time up.
That's a tough one. Ran a fastball up and inside, hit it off the fist, did Meyer. Slow ground ball, but like that baseball had eyes, right in between the first and second base hole on into right field. Well, Bennett just has to put that one out of his mind. No hurt there. Still got 2 outs. Struck this guy out last time.
Austin Moody at the plate. 0 for 1 with the strikeout. First pitch misses low and away. Ball 1. Moody, 176 batter. First appearance in the series. Check over to first base on Nate Meyer. He goes back safely that first slide. A 1-0 the count. 2 down. 1-0 pitch, swung on, I missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. Taking a look around the league earlier today, Hamilton Joes with a 6-2 victory over the Cincinnati Steam. That score does help the Copperheads in their quest for the postseason in back-to-back years. 1-1 pitch swung on and missed by Austin Moody. Count is at 1-2.
Yeah, and that second game of the doubleheader is currently in the top of the 2nd inning, no score. But the Copperheads hoping for another Joes victory to try to perhaps leap over the Cincinnati Steam.
Copperheads, of course, could help themselves with a win here in Game 3 against Licking County. Another check over to Meyer. Safe over at first. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. Copperheads leading for the first time of this series, 3-1. Another check over on Meyer. And again, he's safe at first. But should Austin Moody extend the inning, as he's down 1-2, it'll be William Kopicki to come up next. 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed, strike 3. Jack Bennett picks up strikeout number 4 on the season, on his day here. Copperheads go into the bottom of the 4th inning, ahead on the Settlers, 3-1. We'll be right back in the bottom of the 4th, right here on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health. You live in the life if you stay at the Holiday Inn Express with a free complimentary breakfast, high-definition televisions in all the rooms, and free Wi-Fi, in addition to being the only non-smoking hotel in Athens. Live the life, Holiday Inn Express.
Fans, Jackie O's Pub and Brewery is the official pregame and postgame hangout for the Copperheads. Be sure to meet us there before and after every game. From your pint to your plate, Jackie O's proudly presents over 40 beers on draft, produced right here in Athens. Newly remodeled public house and kitchen menu, uptown in-house bakery, 22-acre farm and taproom facility lunch specials, and locally sourced dinners, 7 days a week. 100-plus person outdoor patio, uptown. Learn more at JackieO's.com, Instagram, or Facebook today. After the game, be sure to stop by Jackie O's uptown or the tap room on Campbell Street. Just because the game ended doesn't mean your night has to. Jackie O's, the official pregame and postgame sponsor of your Copperheads.
Don't forget to stop by Kona Ice behind the press box on the third base side, locally owned and operated by Rich Hayes of Athens. They offer tropical shaved ice in an assortment of flavors, and be sure to ask about their fundraising opportunity.
This is Austin Dunphy, the manager with the Southern Ohio Copperheads, and you're listening to the Copperheads Media Network.
Remember, you're still a champion.
It is the top of the 5th inning here at Bob Wren Stadium as the Copperheads have a 3-1 lead over the Licking County Settlers. Scott Combs in between the middle of the 4th. It is the bottom of the 4th inning, excuse me, as Scott Combs was awarded a commemorative bat for the 2018 championship, and as the Commissioner Darren Brown had said, it is, and he is the lone remaining Copperhead. Thomas Azaro was originally here to join the team. He was in the beginning of the season, unfortunately had to leave as the first pitch to Lucas Nasanti misses way inside. Nasanti gets out of the way. 1 ball, no strikes to Nasanti, leadoff batter here on the bottom of the 4th. But Scott Combs has just come in and did a job. He knows what it takes to win a championship here in the GLSEL. A bat well deserved as Nasanti takes a curveball in from Griffin Miller. 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0 the count here on the bottom of the 4th inning. Copperheads 3, Settlers 1. Nasanti takes a pitch low. 3 balls and no strikes to Nasanti to begin things here in the bottom of the 4th inning. But Scott Combs, again, one of the leaders for the Copperheads. 3-0 pitch taken inside for a called strike, 3-1. Well, we'll have Darren Brown on in the top of the 5th inning. We'll talk with him about his time as commissioner. 3-1 pitch swung on, line drive over the glove of the shortstop Kopicki and into left field for a base hit. Nasanti picks up his first hit of the day. Copperheads have the leadoff man on base.
Nice job by Nasanti getting out in front of that inside fastball, keeping the hands inside the baseball and pulling it into left field, getting it just past the outstretched glove of the shortstop Kopicki out in the left field. Let's see if the Copperheads can build off of that 3rd inning. Well, they played it 3 runs.
Starting off hot, Lucas Nasanti's on first with the leadoff single, and Jared Hurd, who started things in the bottom of the 3rd inning. He walked, came around to score, also stole a base. But Hurd batting in from the left side of Indiana University of Kokomo. First pitch, swinging a line drive deep out into right field. Ranging back is right fielder Ang, and he makes a catch on the warning track for the first out in the bottom of the 4th inning. Hurd gave it a drive, but could not get it over the Ohio Health Blennis Hospital sign down in right field.
Yeah, no real wind here at Bob Wren Stadium. You see the flag out in right field, just sitting completely still as Hurd did give it a ride out there into right field, but just not enough warning track power, as they call it. But a long first out of the inning.
Hurd does have a home run on the season, but just could not tack on another one there as a check over to Lucas Nasanti on first. He goes back safely. But Iverson at the plate. Iverson today 0 for 1 with a fly out to left field and a walk. So 0 for 1 with a walk and a stolen base. First pitch to Iverson. Taken in for a called strike, 0-1. Iverson on the season, batting .337. Second best batting average in the starting lineup today. Fabic at .349, he's on deck. 0-1 the count. Pitch to Iverson, misses outside, a curveball. Could not break all the way back in. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, nice job by Iverson, seeing that breaking ball all the way in, taking it outside, even up the count at 1. These are the guys you want to have up. You want to try to spark a rally. You got your 2 highest batting averages.
Another check over to first. Sliding back safely is Lucas Nasanti.
But 2 highest batting averages due up next. And, you know, last inning they did finally get an RBI on a base hit, but, a couple more of them coming in on walks and stuff like that.
Swinging a foul ball up towards left side, out of play. Iverson has a count of 1 ball and 2 strikes.
You just want to see the bats, kind of start to come around again. It's been a little bit of a tough series for them. But they do have a lead. All they want to keep doing now is continuing to add on. Don't want to keep giving the Settlers hope and let them hang around in this one.
1-2 the count with 1 out. Copperheads looking for their first win, but Iverson swings and misses at the offering from Griffin Miller. Miller, that's his 4th strikeout on the day. The first since the bottom of the third inning when he struck out Reese Trahey, as now Sebastian Fabic at the plate. Fabic at the plate today. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Was hit by a pitch, came around to score in the bottom of the third. Miller's first pitch to Iverson, or check that, Fabic hits the outside corner, 0-1. 0-1 the count, 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Fabic trying to pick up a hit in today's game. Not a large lead for Lucas Nasanti off of first, as the 0-1 goes to the bat of Sebastian Fabic. He fouls it off towards the right side and down the right field line, where a Copperhead will pop out of the bullpen to retrieve the ball. No balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth inning.
Yeah, well, when Fabic's going good, he's hitting the ball to the right side. Gets a lot of base hits the other way as he tried to sneak that one down the line, but just a little bit too far behind it. As now he'll try to shorten up here on the 0-2 count.
Stepping off the mound is Griffin Miller. We'll think about it a little bit longer before pitching to Sebastian Fabic. Fabic again 0 for 1 in today's game, as now time is called, as the ball that was foul rolled all the way back to Michael Blatchford, first base coach. Ball was too much in play. Did not get all the way to the dugout for the Licking County Settlers. 0-2 count, 2 outs. Fabic trying to stay alive. The pitch from Miller bounces in the left-handed batter's box. First ball in the count, 1-2. With the bases loaded in the bottom of the third, Copperheads were able to plate 3. And it wasn't a bases loaded situation for Zion Avery's RBI single. Copperheads only with 2 hits in today's ball game. Is now a possible third as this one deep out into right center field, but making the shoestring catch is a right fielder Ang for the third and final out here in the bottom of the fourth. To the top of the fifth we go. The commissioner of the GLSEL, Darren Brown, will join us. We'll talk to him right after this. You're listening to the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health.
Rocky Brand is so much more than you think. Rocky Brand is a global leader in the footwear and apparel market with over 1,500 distributors of Rocky, Georgia Boot, and Durango brands nationwide. Rocky Brand designs, develops, and markets hard-working boots, outdoor footwear, and apparel designed for every pursuit, and fashionable women footwear that invites you to live a little on the edge. And they do it all right here in Southeast Ohio. To see the whole Rocky Brand story, go to rockybrands.com.
State Farm and Agent Shauna Stump are proud supporters of Copperhead Baseball. Visit our West Union Street office or call 593-6882 today to discuss all your insurance and financial services needs. She's celebrating 14 years of service in the Athens community. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Snyder, Fuller & Stroh is one of the premier financial and insurance firms in the region. If you have questions regarding your financial, insurance, or employee benefit package, please call Mark Snyder, Jim Fuller, or Dan Stroh at 740-594-8385 or visit them online at www.snyderfullerstroh.com. That is SNIDERFULLERSTROH.com.
Back inside Bob Brand Stadium here in the top of the fifth inning, as first pitch is swung on and fouled straight back by William Kopicki. Kopicki today, sacrifice fly, responsible for the only run for the Licking County Settlers in today's ball game. And we are still waiting on Darren Brown to join us here. Joe Medora has gone to go and track him down. Second pitch in for a called strike. No balls, 2 strikes, nobody out here in the top of the fifth inning. Copperheads 3, Settlers 1. Bennett's 0-2 pitch misses outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Again, Kopicki with a sacrifice fly in the top of the second inning to plate the only run for the Settlers. 1-2 pitch misses high. Evens up the count at 2-2. A 2-2 the count. Bennett pitching from the windup. The 2-2 pitch swung on it, missed, strike 3. That'll be strikeout number 5 for Jack Bennett. He strikes out the leadoff batter here in the top of the 5th inning. 5th strikeout of the day for Bennett. 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Connor Dodge at the plate. Dodge today 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Was a second strikeout victim of Jack Bennett in today's ball game. As Bennett, besides the top of the 2nd, has not allowed a run since then. First pitch swing and missing for a strike, 0-1. But 0-1 the count with 1 out. Copperheads 3, Settlers 1. 0-1 pitch misses outside, evens up the count of 1-1. Copperheads with a record of 20-17. Settlers 23-15. Settlers with a win will clinch a postseason berth as a swing and a miss by the batter Connor Dodge. 1 ball, 2 strikes. But Settlers could go to 24-15, and with 3 games left for the Copperheads, that would do it for the Settlers. Copperheads could not catch the Settlers. 1-2 pitch will miss high and away as up in the press box, music started to play. So that pitch does not matter. Bennett might have been a little razzled by that. That's a strikeout song, not the 1-2 pitch song. But they'll do it all over again. Bennett from the stretch, nobody on base, 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning. Bennett's 1-2, taken high and away, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hamilton Joes defeated the Cincinnati Steam 6-2 earlier today in a doubleheader as 2-2 misses low and inside to right-handed batter, misses outside to Scott Combs as they both look kind of confused at each other. Combs thought one pitch was coming, another one happened. The ball bounced away from Combs. Count is run full here in the top of the 5th to Connor Dodge. Well, we've got eyes on Darren Brown, the commissioner of the GLSCL. He's visible, will join us shortly thereafter. Payoff pitch from Bennett, swung on and missed. Strike 3, 6th strikeout of the game for Bennett. Back-to-back strikeouts. He struck out Kopicki to start the top of the 5th. Now he strikes out Connor Dodge for the 2nd out. Lineup will turn over to Turner Hill with 2 outs. All the strikeouts in today's game for Jack Bennett has been swinging, so he's had his good stuff tonight. Has come up big for the Copperheads through 4 2/3. First pitch misses to Turner Hill outside, 1 ball, no strikes with 2 outs. Hill in today's ball game 0 for 2 with 2 flyouts to left field, has enjoyed Jared Hurd's company as the 1-0 pitch hits the outside corner, 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count. Bennett working quickly. The pitch, line drive out into shallow center field, and that gets down for a base hit for Turner Hill. Hill will hold off at first base as Lucas Nasanti has the ball. Then we'll throw it back to the second baseman, Trehe. Still 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning, but a runner on base. 2-out single for Turner Hill, and Evan Fromweiler will stroll to the plate. Fromweiler on the day, 0 for 2. He reached base with an error in the top of the 1st inning. And then a double play by Andrew Eng, the 3-batter who's on deck. Erased him from the base paths, and it was a relatively 1-2-3 inning for Bennett. First pitch swung and fouled straight back to the netting. 0-1 to Fromweiler. Fromweiler, a Bobcat during the spring, batting .260 during his summer ball with the Licking County Settlers. But 0 for 2 today with a fly out to right field as well. Check over by Bennett to first base for Turner Hill. He goes back safely. Still no score between the Joes and Cincinnati Steam in Game 2 of their doubleheader. The game is in the top of the 3rd with 1 out. 1-1 the count to Fromweiler. Pitch missed high. Bennett working a little bit slower now, changing up the tempo. 1-1 pitch, a curveball, misses high and inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. And talking with Phil Glasser after one of the games during the Xenia Scout Series, Jack Bennett was a pickup by Phil Glasser. Those two played together in the past couple of years during summer ball. Bennett from JMU and Glasser from Youngstown State has counted at 2 balls and 2 strikes. But when it came time for the Copperheads to acquire more pitching, as a lot of pitchers earlier on in the year either had injuries or reached their pitch limit, as a ground ball through the hole on the left side for Evan Fromwiller picks up his first hit of the day. Moving to second base is Turner Hill. Fromwiller on first with a 2-out single. And now runners are on first and second base with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Well, Bennett was a phone call away from Phil Glasser, and those two hooked up, and Bennett has been good on the mound for the Southern Ohio Copperheads. For the Copperheads this season coming into the day, Jack Bennett with a 2.33 ERA, 1 win and no losses. Had a big win against the Hamilton Joes, the only pitcher to record a win against the Joes, as the 3-batter Andrew Wang flies one out into left center field. Calling off the left fielder is Lucas Nasanti. He makes the catch all the way back at the warning track for the 3rd and final out here in the top of the 5th inning. We'll see if we can get Darren Brown, the commissioner of the GLSCL, on the broadcast during the bottom of the 5th inning. If not, Joe Medora will join us. Well, we'll find out. Copperheads 3, Settlers 1. We'll be right back on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health.
Ambassador Laundry, your locally owned and operated laundry and dry cleaning business, is a proud sponsor of the Copperheads. Stop by 15 West Stimson for all your laundry and dry cleaning needs.
It's a grand slam when you shop locally. Look for the Athens Area Chamber of Commerce logo and be sure to support the businesses that support the Athens Sandlot, our very own Copperheads, and our community. Love Athens. Keep it local, because together we make a difference.
The fun is just beginning in Athens, Ohio. Outdoor concerts and festivals, rails and trails, a 30-mile meal, and the funky vibe of uptown Athens and Court Street, Ohio's most eccentric half-mile. The best road trip starts at AthensOhio.com, the region's most comprehensive site for maps, shopping, and dining directories, and events calendar. Visit AthensOhio.com and start planning your next adventure.
Classic brands Budweiser and Yuengling are all proud supporters of Copperheads Baseball. Please drink responsibly and always use a designated driver. Responsibility matters.
Donato's is the exclusive pizza provider of the Southern Ohio Copperheads. With toppings loaded from edge to edge, Donato's Pizza will be sure to satisfy your hunger. Located at 688 East State Street in Athens, make Donato.
This is Austin Dunphy, the manager with the Southern Ohio Copperheads, and you're listening to the Copperheads Media Network.
Zion Avery will begin things here in the bottom of the 5th inning at Bob Wrenn Stadium. The Copperheads with a 3-1 lead over the Licking County Settlers. And joining me now, the commissioner of the GLSCL, Darren Brown. Darren, thank you for joining us. Appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, this is your 5th year now as a commissioner. Started your tenure back in 2015 as a swing and a miss by Zion Avery, 0-1. But what has been the biggest change so far in the GLSCL under your tenure?
I think we've kind of got a little more order in what we do, and kind of bringing, it was a little chaotic when I took over. So a lot of order, and I think our players are getting better. Our recruiting is getting better.
Another swing and a miss by Avery, 0-2. And just talking about the teams, this league has really grown since you've been here. Went from 9 teams back in 2015, now at 12. But last year, up to 14. Is there any word or is there anything that you could tell us on the Irish Hills Leprechauns and the Saginaw Sugar Beets? Are we expecting to see them again, or is that for a later conversation?
I think Irish Hills is in a really good place. I've not heard much from Saginaw, but I think Irish Hills seems to be in a pretty good place, and I anticipate them back. Not sure about Saginaw yet. I'll reach out to them and see what their situation is.
And one of the success stories of this season has really been the Licking County Settlers. 1-2 pitch misses low and away, 2 balls and 2 strikes to the batter Zion Avery. But Licking County last year, I mean, they've won 3 titles since they've been in the league. But last year, a 9-33 season. They've turned it around currently at 23-15 with a win here, can clinch into the postseason. How exciting is that to see such a quick turnaround for a team like Licking County as Zion Avery strikes out, looking one out?
I think they've done a great job, like kind of plugging into the city. There was separation there for a while, and I think they're back with the city and with the YMCA that runs the field. And seems like there's a very symbiotic relationship there, and I think you're seeing that pay off on the field. I think that's a big thing for them. They're getting a lot of cooperation from everybody in Newark.
At the plate, Scott Combs. Combs today 0 for 1 with a pop out to second base. Also walked in the bottom of the third inning. Copperheads 3, Licking County Settlers 1. First pitch checks a swing, did go around. Strike called by home plate umpire Jonathan Hanlon. And for you, a former, do you still umpire?
Yes, I'm still working in the Big Ten and the American while they still have me. So
not in the MAC, huh?
Oh, yeah, I come here every year and I go to Miami every year. So I have 2 of those every year.
0-1 pitch taken inside, ball 1. What has been the biggest transition for you from umpiring now to running the GLSCL?
I was very good at game management. Now it's I liken being commissioner to herding cats. Everybody has their own ideas, and I have to get them all to go in the same direction.
1-1 pitch misses low and inside to Combs. 2-1 now.
And herding cats can be very interesting at times. So it's interesting, and we're all getting in the same direction. It's been awesome to watch the league come together.
2-1 the count, 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Line drive right back up the middle by the All-Stars, Scott Combs. Combs picks up his first hit of the day. He's 1 for 2 in today's ball game. Copperheads with a runner on base. Here in the bottom of the 5th, leading the Licking County Settlers by a score of 3-1. And in the middle of the 4th inning, you presented Scott Combs with the bat. Talk about the bat and really what this championship meant last year for the Southern Ohio Copperheads.
It was so fun to watch those guys win because many of them had been with the team multiple years, and you could just see they truly were gelling as a group of young men, and the organization behind it was just fun to watch.
First pitch to the batter, Phil Glasser, misses outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Glasser today 0 for 2. Ground ball to second base and a pop fly to short. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th, joined by the GLSCL Commissioner Darren Brown. And for you, Darren, I mean, this league, it's grown, it's flourished. We're entering now into the postseason aspirations for these teams. Have you seen every team, and what team do you think is built to make a run here in the final couple weeks?
I would say you're looking at Licking County's probably in the South is probably player by player one of the stronger teams in the South. Cincinnati's right there. Lima in the North is doing really well. Normally Lima used to stand out way beyond everybody else, and now that's not true.
Well, Lima Locos do have, as time is called, pitch is thrown inside to Phil Glasser. Pitch does not count. 1-1 count, 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th with a runner on first base for the Southern Ohio Copperheads. Scott Combs with a 1-out single, standing on first. But for the league,
you've got a really good battle going on between the Muskegon Clippers and the Michigan Monarchs now. So it's fun to watch that as well.
Swing and a miss by Phil Glasser. And you talked about how these guys, coming back to the league multiple years. A lot of them getting drafted. One of the big names from last year was Blaine Krim getting drafted, I believe, in the 9th round or somewhere at 9-10.
It was in the 9th, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he's a great kid. I got to be around him a lot during the playoffs.
1-2, line drive over the glove of the shortstop. Kopickian into center field. Combs goes to second base. On first, with a 1-out single is Phil Glasser. Copperheads with runners on first and second base, with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th, leading the Licking County Settlers 3-1. And one of the articles I was able to find online, posted by the GLSCL, it mentioned how this league is now top 10 in all of summer collegiate baseball. Ranking in at number 8. Now this has to be feeling good for you, seeing the success not only here in the GLSCL but now getting some national recognition.
Yeah, and that's awesome. I mean, we've had times where we used to be very nationally known, and we kind of lost that for a while, and we're trying to get that back little by little. Every decision we make is moving towards making this league stronger as a whole, and our teams have really bought into that.
At the plate, Ty Crittenberger. Crittenberger today is 0 for, was hit by a pitch and walked, so it does not have an official at-bat. He walked in an RBI. As runners on first and second base here in the bottom of the 5th inning, first pitch misses inside by Griffin Miller to Ty Krittenberger, ball one. Again, joined by the GLSEL Commissioner Darren Brown. Again, appreciate the time as always.
Well, thank you. It's been really fun. I've enjoyed this experience of being able to serve the league.
What is one thing that you're looking to still accomplish as commissioner as Ty Krittenberger flies one out into center field? Connor Dodge has it lined up, tagging at second base. Scott Combs, he will go to third uncontested. 2 outs here in the bottom of the fifth.
What I really want to try to do is get we've expanded and take that expansion and solidify it so we have teams that are going to be existing 15 to 20 years. I want to have longevity for the league and not have teams come and go. You know, and that's my ultimate goal, is to have something that we can hang our hat on year after year.
The league started back in 1986. Teams have come and gone, but this league's been around for a while. Just a lot of success and a lot of players, developing here and reaching the major league level. Unsure of the number, you might know, but a lot of players drafted here from the GLSEL.
Well over 200 have made it to the bigs, to play in MLB, and thousands have been drafted. So it's kind of amazing how that all has worked out over the years.
How big of a part do you believe that the conference like GLSEL and these individual teams build up their success and build up for their preparation towards the majors?
I think swinging a wood bat is extremely important, and the scouts really value the data and the stats that we give them, and being able to come and see them play. In the spring, they cannot.
At the plate, Reese Trahey, 1-1 count, swung on a missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes with runners at the corners for the Southern Ohio Copperheads. 2 down here in the bottom of the fifth. Copperheads 3, Settlers 1.
We had about, I think we had 27 scouts at our All-Star game the other night, so, and represented all the 27 different teams. So it was really fun to be around them and watch our players.
Always a big event when you can, get those scouts there. Line drive out into center field, ranging over. Connor Dodge makes the catch for the third and final out here in the bottom of the fifth. Joining us on the broadcast, GLSEL Commissioner Darren Brown. We appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate it. Copperheads with a 3-1 lead over Licking County Settlers. We'll be back in the top of the sixth inning here at Bob Brand Stadium. You're listening to the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health. Jackie O's Pub and Brewery is the official pregame and postgame hangout for the Copperheads. Be sure to meet us there before and after every game. From your pint to your plate, Jackie O's proudly presents over 40 beers on draft, produced right here in Athens. Newly remodeled public house and kitchen menu, uptown in-house bakery, 22-acre farm and taproom facility lunch specials, and locally sourced dinners 7 days a week. 100-plus person outdoor patio, uptown. Learn more at jackios.com. Instagram or Facebook today. After the game, be sure to stop by Jackie O's Uptown or the Tap Room in Campbell Street. Just because the game ended doesn't mean your night has to. Jackie O's, the official pregame and postgame sponsor of your Copperheads.
Don't forget to stop by Kona Ice behind the press box on the third base side. Locally owned and operated by Rich Hayes of Athens. They offer tropical shaved ice in an assortment of flavors. And be sure to ask about their fundraising opportunities.
Rocky Brands is much more than you think. Rocky Brands is a global leader in the footwear and apparel market with over 1,500 distributors of Rocky, Georgia Boot, and Durango brands nationwide. Rocky Brands designs, develops, and markets hardworking boots, outdoor footwear, and apparel designed for every pursuit, and fashionable women footwear that invites you to...
I'm Sebastian Fabic from Cincinnati, Ohio, and you're listening to the Copperheads Media Network.
Sam Wilson will lead things off here in the top of the sixth inning. Copperheads leading Licking County Settlers by a score of 3-1. Back again, Joey Medore taking over color commentary just for this full inning, then back to play-by-play. But always appreciate the time of the commissioner. It's nice of him to join us.
I think I could take a step aside for the commissioner of the league for a half inning.
Might be the nice thing, right?
He might work just a little bit harder than I do.
First pitch in for a called strike on Sam Wilson. 0 on the count. Nobody out here in the top of the sixth. 0-1 pitch misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. But Andrew Ang flew out to center field to end things in the top of the 5th. As the 1-1 pitch hits his own. 1 ball, 1 strike to the batter, Sam Wilson. Wilson in today's game had a single but was caught stealing by Scott Combs in the top of the 4th and was hit by a pitch, came around to score on a sacrifice fly. 1-2 pitch misses high, 2-2. Sacrifice fly by William Kopicki. That is the only run of the game for the Settlers as Bennett deals 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed, strike 3. First out recorded here in the top of the 6th inning.
Yeah, and just Bennett coming in late in the season after, not really playing ball for a couple of months, and he's been real effective. And so far, all 3 of his starts, and, pitched in a couple big games. That one against the Joes in his first start, he shut them down. And, he's got a big game, kind of a pretty much must-win situation here for the Copperheads, and he's shutting down this Settlers lineup that's given him fits these last couple of nights.
First pitch misses outside to Darius Diaz. 1 ball, no strikes. Well, Bennett has, like you said, come in and really has done a nice job against a couple of these tougher teams in the GLSCL. Meant to ask the commissioner, but all these teams are having a lot of good competition. Only the Lima Locos so far have clinched a playoff spot and has clinched their division. Everything else is still up for grabs. 3 playoff spots. 2-0 pitch misses high and away. 3 balls and no strikes to the batter Darius Diaz with nobody on base and 1 out in the top of the 6th. But 3 playoff spots left to play, or are in play. 1 in the north, 2 in the south. Anything can happen. 3-0 pitch to Darius Diaz, hits the outside corner. 3-1.
Yeah, I mean, you love that in sports. You love when it all comes down to the wire. Nobody likes when it's all decided before the final game of the year. You'll always want it to ride up till the very end.
3-1 ground ball, dive, backhand play by Trahey. The throw to second, not in time. Infield single by Darius Diaz, but Trahey diving behind the bag at second base. Tried to get the outs. Just could not pop up quick enough. Did a nice job keeping the ball in the infield.
Well, yeah, heck of an effort just to get over there as that ball was way away from him, but gets up the middle, diving on the backhand, knocks it down, almost gets him over there at first base. Nice effort there from Trahey.
That'll bring up Nate Meyer with 1 out here in the top of the 6th. Copperheads, they are in the lead for the first time in the series. They've been in the lead and has held it since the bottom of the 3rd inning. Copperheads did not lead in the first 2 games. First pitch taken in for a called strike by Nate Meyer, 0-1. 0-1 pitch from Bennett, curveball misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Meyer in today's game is 2 for 2. Both are singles. 1-1 the count. Bennett's pitch swung on a soft liner out into shallow right field, taken out of Hop Crittenberg. He'll get down for the 3rd hit of the ball game. 3 singles for Nate Meyer on his day, and Licking County Settlers with runners on first and second base with 1 out here in the top of the 6th.
Yeah, and the Coppers have had a hard time figuring out Meyer so far in this series. That's now his 7th hit in 10 at-bats against the Copperheads. Wasn't around back at the beginning of the year to play the Copperheads the first time around, but making it count right now.
Well, his 3 for 3 day has risen his batting average to .326. So he's wishing he faced the Copperheads a little bit earlier this year. Runners on first and second for the Licking County Settlers. They're in the top of the 6th inning. As we have a pinch hitting for Austin Moody, the designated hitter. Pitch into number 10, who will identify, was not called into the game. Number 10 would be Kazimir Sobazik, played shortstop for the past couple days for the Licking County Settlers. But Sobazik comes in with runners on first and second and 1 out in the top of the 6th inning. On second base is Darius Diaz with a single, and following suit was Nate Meyer with his 3rd single of the ball game. 0-2 count to Sobazik. The pitch in is taken high and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Nice spot there, though, on that 0-2 pitch. Just a little bit outside to Sabazic. It's an even better take on a good pitch, but Bennett's still way ahead, 1-2.
Bennett not giving up a run since the top of the second inning. So we're here in the top of the sixth. 1-2 pitch taken high and away again. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Austin Moody in today's ball game 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. As Sabazic has come in as a pinch hitter. Will most likely be the designated hitter, as that was a position for Moody. Unless the Licking County Settlers would forfeit the designated hitter, which would make sense at this point of the game. 3 straight balls after getting ahead 0-2. Counters run full to Sabazic. Sabazic on the season, batting .289. 24 hits, 83 at-bats. Payoff pitch taken high and away, ball 4. Jumping out of the crouch was Scott Combs in case it was called a strike. But it was high and away, and manager Austin Dunphy will call time and take a slow walk out to the mound. Check on his pitcher and start of the game, Jack Bennett.
Yeah, well, Bennett's now at 102 pitches following that walk, so starting to labor a little bit out there. As you saw, he got ahead on Sabazic 0-2, just kind of couldn't find the zone after that. 4 straight balls to draw the walk, as he's been in this spot before earlier in the ball game. Had bases loaded, nobody out earlier back in the second inning, and only allowed 1 run. So see if he can bear down here, force a ground ball, or pick up a couple of strikeouts to get out of this, still holding on to the lead.
Sam Wilson led off the top of the 6th inning. He struck out Diaz and Meyer, back-to-back singles. Those runners at first and second base. Then the second walk of the ball game for Jack Bennett put Sabazic on first. Bases are loaded here in the top of the 6th. As it looked like Bennett will remain out on the mound. Austin Dunphy imparting on him some words of wisdom. And he'll run through William Kopicki and Connor Dodge. Both of these batters for the Settlers struck out their last time up. Dodge with 2 strikeouts in the ball game. But William Kopicki, who had a sacrifice fly in the top of the second, responsible for the only RBI for the Licking County Settlers, back at the plate with runners at first, second, and third. First pitch to the shortstop Kopicki, punched it inside out, went towards the right side down the right field line in foul territory, 0-1. 0-1 pitch from Bennett, bounces in the turf. Good block by Scott Combs. Count is even at 1 apiece.
You can't stress enough how big that is from Combs, as able to slide to his right to keep that ball in front of him. That's the deep backstop here at Bob Wrenn Stadium. Most balls that get away from the catcher bring in a run. So Combs going to have to remain a brick wall back there.
1-1 line drive out into right field. Caught by Ty Crittenberger above his shoulder. The throw will go all the way to home plate. It's a good one, but a little up the first base line. Just a hair in the left-handed batter's box. Another sacrifice fly from William Kopicki. And now the Licking County Settlers have plated 1 here in the top of the 6th. Got within 1 run closer. It's now 3-2 Southern Ohio.
Yeah, obviously don't want to be giving up runs with just a 2-run lead, but not the worst case scenario. You got the base loaded and 1 out, just get a sac fly. Now you're 1 out away from getting out of this inning, still holding on to the lead. If you're Jack Bennett, just got to focus up here and try to get this final out of the inning. Got the 9-hitter up. Don't want to let the lineup turn over in this inning.
Connor Dodge at the plate, both times up, struck out swinging. First pitch to Dodge, misses high and away. As now going all the way, throwing it down, Scott Combs might have Sabazic in a rundown. And both runners will go back without fret. Phil Glasser just held on to the ball and made sure the man at third, Nate Meyer, did not come around to score.
Well, I think that was one of those situations where the runner's trying to purposely draw a rundown to perhaps get the runner in from third. Of course, if the runner touches third before that runner's out, he would come in to score.
Check over to Sabazic at first. He goes back safely. Count remains 0-1, or 1-0 to Connor Dodge.
As Sabazic kind of pulled up halfway between first and second to draw the rundown.
1-0 pitch, ground ball over towards first, but goes foul. Fielded by the first base coach for the Licking County Settlers, 1-1. Runners at the corners with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. Nate Meyer on third. Sobazik, who pinch hit for Austin Moody, is on first base. Sobazik received a walk, and Meyer had a single. 1-1 pitch taken high, and Scott Combs elects not to throw down to second base to try to get Sobazik stealing. 2 balls and 1 strike with runners now at second and third.
Well, now Bennett doesn't have to worry about that runner on first. He can focus solely on the batter, Connor Dodge, and try to retire him and get out of this inning still holding on to the lead.
2-1 the count. The pitch swung on and missed by Connor Dodge, and now Jack Bennett 1 strike away. We're only giving up 1 run, but 2 are in scoring position for the Settlers. Bennett, the look into Scott Combs. A long look, got his sign. The pitch from Bennett, swung on, pop fly, left side. Shallow left fields in foul territory. Zach Iverson made the catch, and the side is retired. Iverson goes out into shallow left field in foul territory, makes a catch to get Connor Dodge. Dodge 0 for 3 on the day. Copperheads get out of the top of the 6th with the lead. It's Copperheads 3, Settlers 2. We'll be back in the bottom of the 6th inning for the Copperheads coming to the plate right here on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health.
Snyder, Fuller & Stroh is one of the premier financial and insurance firms in the region. If you have questions regarding your financial, insurance, or employee benefit package, please call Mark Snyder, Jim Fuller, or Dan Stroh at 740-594-8385 or visit them online at www.snyderfullerstroh.com. That is SNIDERFULLERSTROH.com.
The Cat's Eye Saloon at 12 North Court Street features a great selection of craft beers on tap and in the bottle 365 days a year. The Cat's Eye Saloon is a proud supporter of the Southern Ohio Copperheads and all Ohio University athletics. The Cat's Eye Saloon, your home away from home, open 7 days a week.
The Copperheads would like to thank Wendy's for their support of the team and players. If you're hungry, stop into Wendy's located off Richland Avenue and East State Street. Check the back of your ticket stub for a free small Frosty with any purchase.
Stephanie Wood with Ohio Realty. She will help you find your next safe home. Stephanie Wood, bringing home the results and going the extra distance.
Snyder, Fuller & Stroh has supported the Copperheads since 2002. We're proud of that affiliation and excited to sponsor Fireworks Night again this year on June 29th. As one of the premier financial and insurance firms in the region, Snyder, Fuller & Stroh is focused on helping our clients secure their financial future. What's your plan? Give us a call at 594-8385.
This is Austin Dunphy, the manager with the Southern Ohio Copperheads, and you're listening to the Copperheads Media Network.
Bottom of the 6th inning here at Bob Wrenn Stadium. Copperheads 3, Licking County Settlers 2. Settlers getting 1 in the top of the 6th inning on a sacrifice fly by none other than the guy who had the sacrifice fly to begin with, William Kopicki. But for the Copperheads, it'll be Lucas Nasanti, Jared Hurd, and Zach Iverson as the first pitch to Lucas Nasanti in on the outside corner of the plate. 0-1. Chris Sparks comes in to replace Griffin Miller, who started today's game. Sparks out of Crooksville, Ohio, misses high and inside to Nasanti. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nasanti 1 for 2 on the day with a single and a pop out to second base. 1-1 the count. Sparks' pitch, ground ball right back up the middle and over second base. Just takes a hop out into center field for a leadoff single for Lucas Nasanti. Starts off the bottom of the 6th, the way he started off the bottom of the 4th with a single.
Well, that's kind of your job there as a 9-hole hitter. You're kind of regarded as a second leadoff hitter, so when you lead off an inning, you want to try to get it started, get Nasanti on first now with the lineup turning over, trying to answer the runs scored by the Settlers in the top of the inning, maybe add on a couple more insurance runs.
Lineup goes to Jared Hurd. Hurd on the day, 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored and a stolen base. Last time up, flew out deep out into right field, gave it a ride, but Andrew Rang was able to catch it over in front of the Ohio Health sign. First pitch misses to Jared Hurd high. 1 ball, no strikes. Griffin Miller on the day. He went 5 innings pitched, 4 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned. Gave up 6 walks to the Copperheads and struck out 5. As Chris Sparks now on the mound. The 1-0 is cued over towards third base line, hit off the end of the bat by Jared Hurd. Count is even at 1-1. If everything holds, Griffin Miller would be on the losing end of today's game. Jack Bennett would be on the winning end. Copperheads looking to extend the lead here with nobody out. Runner on first. 1-1 pitch misses inside. Throw down to Nasanti. He goes back standing. 2 balls and 1 strike. Sparks pitched against the Copperheads on the 18th 2 days ago. Pitched in game 1 where he went a third of an inning and got him to get out. Did not walk him or strike him out. 2-1 pitch misses high and inside to Jared Hurd. 3-1.
Yeah, this is the spot here for Hurd where if you're taking a swing, it's got to be your pitch and you try to drive it somewhere into the gap. Otherwise, just take it, try to draw a ball 4, or if it's a pitch you can't drive, you still got another strike to work with.
3-1 pitch misses high, ball 4. 7th batter walked on the day by Settlers pitching. Second walk issued to Jared Hurd today, and first walk issued by Chris Sparks in the ballgame. Asante goes to second base. Hurd's on first, and Iverson at the plate. Iverson today 0 for 2 with a walk. Flew out to left field and also struck out his last time up in the bottom of the 4th. From the stretch, Sparks' pitch. Bunt pulled back by Iverson. Ball 1.
I was just wondering myself if maybe the sack bunt would be in play here with 2 on and nobody out, trying to move both those guys in the scoring position with the middle of your order coming up in Fabic, Avery, and Combs.
First baseman Hill is playing on the grass, as is the third baseman Meyer. Middle infield playing back. 1-0 pitch taken high, 2 balls and no strikes. Sparks on the season, a 4.84 ERA. This is his 8th game in relief. 8 2/3 innings pitched as nobody's out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Copperheads 3, Settlers 2. 7 strikeouts, but has walked 11 batters, make it 12 with the walk issued to Jared Hurd. 2-0 pitch to Iverson, misses alone inside, and now threatening for his 13th walk of the season is Chris Sparks.
Well, of course, you can't lay down a sack bunt if they don't throw you a strike. Good job by Iverson laying off all those pitches. Up 3-0, and now you just got to wait for him to throw a strike.
Iverson has walked today, walked in the bottom of the 1st. 3-0 pitch from Sparks, taken high, ball 4, and the bases are loaded for the Southern Ohio Copperheads here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Yeah, now it looks like that could be the end for Sparks. It's Coach T.J. Warden out of the dugout walking out to the mound.
And we see the field umpire, Daniel Beasley, making the signal down to the bullpen. It'll be another one of those nights for Licking County. Bases are loaded, nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th. Copperheads leading in today's game by a score of 3-2 over Licking County Settlers. We'll be right back after the pitching change right here on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health.
Ambassador Laundry, your locally owned and operated laundry and dry cleaning business, is a proud sponsor of the Copperheads. Stop by 15 West Stimson for all your laundry and dry cleaning needs.
It's a grand slam when you shop locally. Look for the Athens Area Chamber of Commerce logo and be sure to support the businesses that support the Athens Sandlot, our very own Copperheads, and our community. Love Athens. Keep it local, because together we make a difference.
The fun is just beginning in Athens, Ohio. Outdoor concerts and festivals, rails and trails, a 30-mile meal, and the funky vibe of Uptown Athens and Court Street, Ohio's most eccentric half-mile. The best road trip starts at AthensOhio.com, the region's most comprehensive site for maps, shopping, and dining directories, and events calendar. Visit AthensOhio.com and start planning your next adventure.
Classic brands Budweiser and Yingling are all proud supporters of Copperheads Baseball. Please drink responsibly and always use a designated driver. Responsibility matters.
Donato's is the exclusive pizza provider of the Southern Ohio Copperheads. With toppings loaded from edge to edge, Donato's Pizza will be sure to satisfy your hunger. Located at 688 East State Street in Athens, make Donato your pizza of choice today. Order by calling 740-529-5049 or order online at donatos.com.
Southern Ohio Copperheads would like to show our support for Echoing Hills. Echoing Hills provides individuals a place to call home and a comfortable and safe environment where they can achieve their dreams surrounded by supportive friends and staff. For more information, contact them at 740-594-3541.
I'm Zach Iverson. I'm from Michigan State University. You're listening to the Copperheads Media Network.
Back here at Bob Wren Stadium, bases are loaded for the Southern Ohio Copperheads here in the bottom of the 6th inning. On third, Lucas Nasanti. Second base, Jared Hurd, and Zach Iverson, who just received the second walk in a back-to-back sequence by Chris Sparks, is on first. Sebastian Fabic at the plate. He'll face off against Ryan Lutz. Lutz from Nova Southeastern University, 0-1 on the season with an 18 ERA. Sparks did not record an out here in the bottom of the 6th. No innings pitched, allowed a hit, 2 walks. That's it. Side armor misses low and inside to Sebastian Fabic, 1-0.
That's really been the issue for the Settlers bullpen in this ball game. A lot of walks, really not been able to throw too many strikes and get Copperheads out. They've been kind of allowed them to hang around in ball games.
Second pitch misses for a ball as well, 2 balls and no strikes.
As the only one to really have success to come to mind was Nick Meyer last night.
Well, Meyer was unbelievable, the all-star, and he proved it. Copperheads threatening in the bottom of the 9th, and he shut him down. Infield drawn in against Sebastian Fabic, 2-0 pitch taken in for a called strike, 2-1. Fabic batting with the bases loaded and nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Licking County Settlers scored 1 run in the top of the 6th. Copperheads will look to get that run back and possibly more. They had a 2-run lead dating back to the bottom of the 3rd as a 2-1 pitch swung on and found straight back over the stadium here at Bob Wren. Count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. On the day for Sebastian Fabic, 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a fly out to right field. He was also hit by a pitch and came around to score a run, as he's 0 for 2. But a 2-2 count for Sebastian Fabic off of Ryan Lutz. 2-2 pitch misses low. Counters run full and nowhere to put Sebastian Fabic.
We mentioned Fabic's been scuffling at the plate these past few games, but you got to remember you're the team leader in RBIs and batting average for a reason. Just got to try to put that all behind you and put a good swing on a pitch here. Try to add a couple insurance runs for your team.
The payoff pitch to Fabic swung on. This one might stay in the park towards the right side. It will, as the ball is caught by the first baseman Hill in foul territory. Sebastian Fabic flies out, foul territory to the first baseman Turner Hill. 1 out recorded here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Bases remain loaded for the Copperheads.
Yep, just a tough break there for Fabic. Got underneath that full count pitch, trying to fight it off, but it, just stays in the park. Nice job there from the first baseman. Able to range over there and make the catch without running into the wall. Big first out there. Let's see if Zion can come up with another RBI base hit like he did earlier in the ball game.
That was the first out recorded by Ryan Lutz against the Copperheads this season. In the first game on the 18th, Zion Avery takes a ball lone inside, 1 ball, no strikes to Zion. But Lutz on the 18th, when the Licking County Settlers won 9-6, Lutz did not record an out, walked the only batters he saw. So he finally gets an out. 1-0 pitch, misses low and inside at the legs of Zion Avery, 2 balls and no strikes. Copperheads again, it has not been a big hit. Zion is responsible for the only RBI single of today's game, the only RBI hit. Other runs coming in on a walk as he swings, ground ball over towards second base. It's booted by the second baseman Fromwiller. Coming in to score is Lucas Nasanti. That had a tailor-made double play written all over it. A slow roller up right back to second. Fromwiller's playing behind the bag. He boots it, throws it over towards shortstop. Kopicki was nowhere to be found. As Lucas Nasanti comes in to score, it's a Copperheads 4, Licking County Settlers 2.
Well, good things happen when you put the ball in play. As you mentioned, looked like it was going to be a double play up the middle, as that's where Fromwiller was positioned. as he ranged behind the bag. Looked like he had it lined up, but it just takes a hop on him, hits off the heel of his glove and gets away from him, as it looked like he was going to step on the bag and throw over to first for a double play, but no outs recorded. Copperheads out onto the lead.
Scott Combs, who singled his last time up, takes a first pitch called strike, 0-1. Combs on the day, 1 for 2. Had a single, went around to third, did not score in the bottom of the 5th. Also popped out to second base. 0-1 the count to Combs. As Lutz from the stretch, bases loaded, 1 out. Pitch to Combs, in for a called strike. Scott Combs behind in the count, 0-2. Combs with the batting average now at .320. He bats here with the bases loaded. 0-2 count, 1 out. Bottom of the 6th. Copperheads 4, Settlers 2. Long look in from the pitcher, Ryan Lutz, and will now step off the mound. Combs has not moved an inch from the right-handed batter's batting box. Feet stay planted, swings the bat around a couple times, make it a third. Bat now rests on the shoulder as the 0-2 pitch coming in from Lutz swung on, and a ground ball picked by the shortstop Phil Glasser in the on-deck batter's box for the Southern Ohio Copperheads. But a foul ball by Scott Combs. He stays alive at the plate, 0-2.
Nice job fight off that pitch. It was up and in. Tough pitch to reach, especially with 2 strikes with Combs, able to keep the hands inside just enough to foul it off, stay alive in the at-bat.
The 0-2 pitch from Ryan Lutz. Swung on, and it looks like it might be a balk called. Home plate umpire Jonathan Hanlon. It was a change of motion for Ryan Lutz. Lutz just changed his delivery completely during that pitch.
Well, to me, it looked like he paused, and that's not what you're not allowed to do that up there on the mound. You can't. The pitcher can't just come in and stop his leg lift and wait and then pitch, which that's looked like that's what he did on that one, and that's why the balk is called.
Well, understandably, T.J. Wharton, the manager of the Licking County Settlers, is livid right now at home plate umpire Jonathan Hanlon. Hanlon made the call for the balk. 1 run comes in to score. As it is, a run scored. Jared Hurd comes in. Runners are on second and third with 1 out. And now Wharton has been tossed from the game. T.J. Wharton was walking back towards the dugout, and Wharton has been ejected.
Wow, that's a big call in this game. Obviously calling in the balk, as you know, the Settlers trying to work their way out of this situation, as Wharton was allowed to walk all the way back to the dugout. But he must have yelled something on his way there, as now he's back out there getting his money's worth at this point, but he'll be gone the rest of the game.
Yeah, T.J. Wharton ejected from the ball game. The manager for the Licking County Settlers. He'll take the walk out of Bob Wrenn Stadium. But a run does come in to score on a balk called by home plate umpire Jonathan Hanlon. Ryan Lutz balks in. Jared Hurd 2 runs in here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Copperheads 5, Licking County Settlers 2.
I think Wharton's argument was why wasn't the base umpire the one that called the balk, but I mean any umpire on the field obviously is able to make that decision, and to me it did look like Lutz did come to a stop in his motion at the top when he came set and went into his windup, which is obviously a balk.
Well, getting back to the at-bat now, Scott Combs is down 0-2. As the 0-2 pitch, checks his swing. The check down to the field umpire, Daniel Beasley, does not go around. 1 ball, 2 strikes. T.J. Wharton now taking his leave as he left something in the dugout. We'll have to retrieve it, and has now exited the playing fields. 1-2 count to Scott Combs. 2 runs in here in the bottom of the 6th. The pitch from Lutz taken high, ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Nice job there from Combs after falling behind 0-2, continuing the battle in the at-bat, now drawing it even. As Copperhead drove a shot to blow this one open if Combs can pick up a base hit here in the outfield.
Infield has been drawn in for the Licking County Settlers. 2-2 the count, 1 out. Ryan Lutz. The pitch taking all the way back to the backstop. Gets through the catcher Diaz. Coming in to score is Zach Iverson. The Copperheads still really without having a hit, are finally having their quote-unquote big inning here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Copperheads played in 3 here in the bottom of the 6th. They now have a score of 6-2.
Yeah, just taking advantage of your opponent's mistakes. The Settlers have been not very sharp out there on the mound. A lot of wild pitches, hit by pitches, walks. You capitalize on the error out at second base as kind of lackadaisical here throughout this ball game. Copperheads have been able to take advantage of it when they can.
Full count to Scott Combs. He swings and misses at the payoff pitch for strike 3. First strikeout for Ryan Lutz in the ball game, and second out here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
It's a tough pitch for Combs. High and inside fastball. Saw him fight it off early in the at-bat, but just a tick behind at that time. Unable to get a piece of wood on it, and he's retired.
To recap the inning, Lucas Nasanti led things off. He had a single, has come around to score. Jared Hurd walked. He's scored. Zach Iverson walked. Also coming around as Phil Glasser does go around on the check swing called by Jonathan Hanlon. 0-1. But Iverson came in to score on the pass ball. Hurd on the balk. Zion Avery with the error charge to the second baseman Fromwiller that scored Lucas Nasanti. And Scott Combs has struck out. Ground ball over towards the right side, foul territory, and will crawl up the wooden fence line all the way to the Licking County Settlers bullpen. No balls, 2 strikes is the count to Phil Glasser. Glasser on the day. 1 for 3 with a single happening in the 5th. 0-2 pitch to Glasser, swung on another ground ball in foul territory, taken by another Licking County Settler. Botched the pick. Ball caroms out into right field in fair territory. Count remains 0-2. Zion Avery remains stranded at third base for the time being. Update across the league. Hamilton Joes and Cincinnati Steam game 2. No score. Game's in the bottom of the 5th inning. 0-2 the count to Phil Glasser with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. The pitch, a little off speed, misses high and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And very close from another one, getting away from Diaz, as had to reach high up there to keep that one from getting over top the glove. And would have been another run for the Copperheads, as kind of mentioned it earlier in the game. Really far backstop here at Bob Wrenn Stadium. A lot of balls that get away from the catcher, lead the runners from third coming in to score.
1-2 pitch misses high to Phil Glasser. Count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Copperheads, with only 5 hits in today's ball game, have scored 6 runs. 6 runs on 5 hits and an error for the Copperheads. 2 runs, 7 hits and an error for the Licking County Settlers. 2-2 pitch to Glasser. Checked his swing. Did he go around? Yes, he did. Jonathan Hanlon will punch out Phil Glasser for the 3rd and final outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Copperheads played at 3. They extend their lead over the Licking County Settlers 6-2. We'll throw it to Joey Medora for innings 7, 8, and 9 here at Bob Wrenn Stadium. You're listening to the Copperheads and the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health.
your laundry and dry cleaning needs.
It's a grand slam when you shop locally. Look for the Athens Area Chamber of Commerce logo and be sure to support the businesses that support the Athens Sandlot, our very own Copperheads, and our community. Love Athens. Keep it local, because together we make a difference.
The fun is just beginning in Athens, Ohio. Outdoor concerts and festivals, rails and trails, a 30-mile meal, and the funky vibe of uptown Athens and Court Street, Ohio's most eccentric half-mile. The best road trip starts at AthensOhio.com, the region's most comprehensive site for maps, shopping, and dining directories, and events calendar. Visit AthensOhio.com and start planning your next adventure.
Classic brands, Budweiser and Yates.
This is Austin Dunphy, the manager with the Southern Ohio Copperheads, and you're listening to the Copperheads Media Network.
Well, the Copperheads plated 3 in the bottom of the 6th inning to push the lead out to 6-2 here in the top of the 7th. As taking the mound is Jacob Ladley, looking to shut the Settlers down out of the bullpen. First pitch into Turner Hill is a called strike at the knees, 0-1. As Ladley on the year has only pitched in 2 games, this being his 3rd all in relief. A 1-0 record with a 2.33 ERA. As the 0-1 pitch into Turner Hill misses up high for a ball. 1-1 the count now. As in the middle of that bottom of the 6th inning, Settlers manager T.J. Wharton was ejected by the home plate umpire Jonathan Hanlon. He's no longer in the dugout for the rest of the game as the 1-1 pitch misses low and inside for a ball. 2-1 the count now.
Would love to see Wharton pull a, the name's escaping me, but it was a former Mets manager that had the glasses and the mustache.
You should know if you're such
a
a Mets fanatic. I know the answer.
I have the name on the tip of my tongue.
2-1 pitches hit deep out into right field. Going back is the right fielder Krittenberger, and he'll one-hop the wall off the warning track. Heading into second is Turner Hill. That's where he'll stop. Throw comes back into the infield. Cut off by Reese Trey, but a leadoff double for Turner Hill, his 2nd hit of the ball game. Leadoff man in scoring position for the Settlers here in the top of the 7th.
Without looking it up, Bobby Valentine.
Was that without looking it up?
Yeah, I didn't.
I took my eye off you for a second.
You can verify. I didn't touch anything.
Well, Tyler Johnson, our writer, is sitting here behind us. Tyler, do you see him do anything? Yeah, he didn't.
This phone's away from me right now.
It just seems a little weird how you brought up the fact without looking it up. But it's fine. Yes, it was Bobby Valentine.
I know Bobby Valentine. I don't know him personally, but I knew the answer to that.
As Ladley checks the runner at second. Now here comes the first pitch into Evan Fromwiller. It catches the outside part of the plate for a strike. 0-1 the count now. Fromwiller on the day is 1 for 3. But Ladley, as just mentioned, just his 3rd appearance on the team. One of the guys who joined the team last week trying to help the pitching staff that lost so many arms throughout the year as the 0-1 pitch is crushed out into left field. Going back is the left fielder Jarrett Hurd, and he will let it hop off the wall. Waiting at second was the runner Hill, so the throw comes in the cutoff man Glasser. Hill will have to wait at third base as Turner Hill wasn't sure if Hurd was going to get back to that one or not. But Evan Fromwiller hits a ringing double off the wall in left field, and 2 runners in scoring position to lead off the top of the 7th.
Well, not the welcome that Jacob Ladley was hoping for. 2 back-to-back doubles and puts 2 runners in scoring position. Lucky one did not come in to score. It was a hard hit ball by Evan Fromwiller, and just Copperheads will have to bear down here and try to work through this. They need this win.
Fromwiller almost had his 2nd home run of the series, missed it by just a matter of feet. But now it'll be Andrew Ang, the 3-hole batter, who's 0 for 3 so far in the ball game with a strikeout. But the Settlers trying to battle back in this game, trailing 6-2 here in the top of the 7th, nobody out. As Jacob Ladley looking to bear down. His first pitch into Ang misses outside for a ball, 1-0. As the starter for the Copperheads, Jack Bennett, went 6 innings, allowing 7 hits, 2 runs, both earned as that ball is swung on. Hit in the shallow left center field. Coming into the left fielder Hurd. He will slide and be not able to make the catch. It gets by him. Backing him up is the center fielder Nasanti. He picks it up and fires it on to second base to Reese Trey. A run comes in to score. It'll be an RBI single for Andrew Ang. And it's now a 6-3 score with runners at the corners. Still nobody out.
Jared Hurd that ball was going to be a little bit further than it was. First step was back, which was correct, just a little bit late, trying to react the ball for it being in and shallow. And the run comes in to score.
So the Settlers looking for the big inning now, already one in, and runners on the corners with nobody out. Middle of the order coming up now. The cleanup batter, Sam Wilson, due up next. He's 1 for 2 in the ball game with a strikeout. As Ladley looking to record his first out. The first pitch misses high and inside for a ball, 1-0. As an update on the Cincinnati Steam and Hamilton Joe's score. Bottom of the 5th inning, Steam have finally cracked the scoreboard. It's a 1-0 lead for the Steam over the Joes.
Eddie Rivera, solo home run. As Hamilton Joes still don't even have a hit. That game's in the bottom of the 5th.
1-0 pitch is a check swing from Wilson, but ruled a strike anyway by Hanlon, the home plate umpire. And someone's going to be very upset at you if a hit comes in the next inning if they listen to this broadcast.
I mean, that's not our game we're broadcasting right now. I just want to let them know there's a 0 in the hits column for the Hamilton Joes.
Here comes a 1-1 pitch. Runner from first takes off. Throw down to second from Scott Combs is knocked down by Reese Tree at second, but unable to make the tag as Ang is safe at second base with a stolen base. Now 2 in scoring position once again with nobody out.
Copperheads just need 1 out here. Start working through. Got to get 1. Build off of that.
Now it's a 2-1 count into Sam Wilson. As Ladley a long look in. Now the 2-1 home is a check swing from Wilson once again, but once again a called strike by the home plate umpire Jonathan Hanlon. Count even at 2. Ladley trying to record his first out in relief. As already allowing a run to score. 2 more out in scoring position. Still nobody out. 2-2 pitch in, runs in and hits Sam Wilson on the front shoulder, and he will have first base. So now the bases will be loaded with nobody out here in the top of the 7th, and the tying run is on base. The leading run is now at the plate in Darius Diaz.
I can see some motion going on in the Copperheads bullpen right now. It's a big spot. Copperheads can help themselves here. They can't control their own destiny. It depends on what the Cincinnati Steam and the Licking County Settlers do after this series. But a win here against the Licking County Settlers will at least help the Copperheads try and make their postseason push.
So now it doesn't look like anybody's warming up. Just a couple guys tossing down there in the pen as Coach Dunphy just trying to settle down Ladley, as he has pitched in a couple big spots for the Copperheads so far this year. In his last game, he came in the 9th inning as the Copperheads trailed 5-4 and had a big inning facing 4 batters, getting a strikeout shutout inning. Holding the deficit at 1 for the Copperheads, setting up their 2-run 9th inning that walked it off against the Xenia Scouts. So Ladley used to being thrown into the fire, but he's going to have to tightrope his way out of this one. Bases loaded, nobody out. 6-3 score here in the top of the 7th at Bob Wren Stadium, as the Settlers, with a victory, would clinch a playoff spot, in the Copperheads trying to prevent that from happening and inch closer to earning themselves a spot in the playoffs this summer.
Darius Diaz.
So now it's Darius Diaz due up next. He's 1 for 2 with a walk, has also scored a run in this one. First pitch into him from Ladley, swung on, hit deep out into left field, going back to left fielder Jared Hurd, and it will hit off the top of the wall and come back into the field of play. Coming in is 1 run, a second run being waved in. Pulling into second is Darius Diaz, and pulling up at third is Sam Wilson. A 2 RBI double from Darius Diaz, and just like that, the Settlers are right back in this one, 6-5 here in the top of the 7th.
The floodgates have been opened since the bottom of the 6th inning. Copperheads scoring 3. The Settlers responding back with 3 of their own. Dunphy pops out and says, hurry up out there. Ladley, he's been used to being thrown in the fire, but sometimes you just need to get a new arm out there and figure it out. No outs recorded.
A lot of hard hit balls so far off of Ladley, as Copperheads are still holding on to a 6-5 lead. Tying run at third, leading run at second. Infield is drawn in. Still nobody out in the inning. And now will be a man up that the Copperheads haven't retired yet in this one. Nate Meyer, who's 3 for 3. First pitch into him. He swings through the breaking pitch for a strike, 0-1.
Well, had T.J. Wharton known that this would happen in the top of the 7th, he might not have been thrown out.
0-1 pitch, runs high and inside for a ball, 1-1. And, you know, sometimes that happens. Your manager gets ejected, that fires a team up. And the Settlers have responded well, matching the 3 runs scored by the Copperheads in the bottom of the 6th, looking for more with 2 more out in scoring position. Still nobody out. 1-1 pitch, runs inside and high, and it looks like it probably caught the helmet of Nate Meyer, as now Ladley hits his second batter this inning, and once again, the bases will be loaded with nobody out, as it looks like that might be the end of the road for Ladley. Coach Dunphy standing at the top step of the dugout. But now he'll head back down the stairs, maybe let Ladley face a couple more batters here. As it will be Kaz Sabazic due up next. Sabazic was a pinch hitter just an inning ago, drew a walk, doesn't have an official at-bat in the game yet. He replaced the DH Austin Moody. But Ladley still looking for his first out of the inning. Already 3 runs home, 3 more on the base pass, and nobody out. That's the 6-5 lead for the Copperheads over the Settlers. Infield still drawn in, trying to prevent that tying run on third base from scoring. First pitch into Sabazic, a swung on a chop towards the shortstop, Phil Glasser. He fields a cleanly throw home for the force out. And Sam Wilson will be retired at the plate. Fielders towards for Sabazic, 1 out here in the top of the 7th.
Good play by Phil Glasser. Got the ball, which is most important. See the ball into the glove, then make the throw. It's a big situation. You want to make sure that you do the little things right, and Glasser did it. So
a big first out there for Ladley, as now will be William Kopicki up at the plate. Kopicki's 0 for 1 on the day. Does have a couple of RBIs, had a sac fly earlier in the ball game. The first pitch into him from Ladley swung on and fouled towards the first base dugout into the netting. He'll be down in the count 0-1. As a long look in from Ladley, the 0-1 pitch catches the inside corner to Kopicki, and he's now down in the count 0-2. Ladley 1 strike away from a big second out here in this top of the 7th.
And you really do need this out if you're the Copperheads. Can't afford to give up the tying run.
0-2 pitch in from Ladley. A swung on and chopped down the third base line, but touch foul. A couple steps in front of the bag by the third baseman, Zach Iverson. Count remains 0-2 into Kopicki.
Iverson again playing his natural position in the spring. The third baseman from Michigan State knows what to do right down the line. Make sure that ball stays foul.
Corner infielders are still up. Middle infielders back at double play depth, as Copperheads would love to roll a double play right here to get out of this inning. 0-2 pitch in from Ladley. Swung on and fouled away over the third base dugout, well out of play. And Ladley still up in the count, 0-2. The Settlers, with a victory in this game, would clinch a playoff spot in the GLSCL South Division, regardless of what happens around the league. Here comes another 0-2 pitch in. It is swung on and missed, strike 3. A big pitch there from Jacob Ladley, and now he's just 1 out away from stranding the tying run at third and the leading run at second.
Well, a huge strikeout of Kopicki. Kopicki strikes out for the 2nd time today. And previous to this inning, he was the only one with a couple RBIs on sac flies. So it's a big out to get for Jacob Ladley. Take this momentum, get the out, and get the bats back up to the plate.
Well, infield moves back. It's now the 9-hole batter, Connor Dodge. He comes in 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. Jacob Ladley trying to tightrope his way out of trouble and hold the lead for the Copperheads. Bases loaded, 2 out, top 7, 6-5, Copperheads lead. First pitch into Connor Dodge is swung on and missed. 0-1 the count.
Nice fastball location by Ladley. On the low and outside corner of the plate, Dodge swings right over it.
Ladley a long look into the catcher Scott Combs. Now he'll come set, working out of the stretch. The 0-1 pitch to Connor Dodge. Swung on and missed again. Ladley up in the count 0-2. And just one strike away from getting out of this jam.
Again, it was a low and outside pitch that he got Connor Dodge to swing at, then follows suit with another fastball, elevates this one a little bit, changes the elevation for Dodge to look at, gets him swinging at it again.
Ladley comes set. The 0-2 into Dodge is swung on, lined out towards Phil Glasser at short, and he'll make the catch. Copperheads play with fire here in the top of the 7th. They give up 3 runs, load the bases with nobody out, but then Jacob Ladley able to bear down and get out of the inning with the lead still intact. We head into the bottom of the 7th. Copperheads 6, Settlers 5, right here on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health.
Classic brands Budweiser and Yingling are all proud supporters of Copperheads baseball. Please drink responsibly and always use a designated driver. Responsibility matters.
Donato's is the exclusive pizza provider of the Southern Ohio Copperheads. With toppings loaded from edge to edge, Donato's Pizza will be sure to satisfy your hunger. Located at 688 East State Street in Athens, make Donato your pizza of choice today. Order by calling 740-529-5049 or order online at donatos.com.
Southern Ohio Copperheads would like to show our support for Echoing Hills. Echoing Hills provides individuals a place to call home and a comfortable and safe environment where they can achieve their dreams surrounded by supportive friends and staff. For more information, contact them at 740-594-3541.
Fall Green Mortine, one of the nation's leading integrated marketing and communication firms, prides itself on hiring the best and brightest graduates from across the country each year. In fact, the company is home to many Ohio University alumni. For more details on internships and employment opportunities, visit www.fallgreenmortine.com.
You'll be living the life if you stay at the Holiday Inn Express with a free complimentary breakfast, high-definition televisions in all the rooms, and free Wi-Fi, in addition to being the only non-smoking hotel in Athens. Live the life, Holiday Inn Express.
Fans, Jackie O's Pub and Brewery is the official pregame and postgame hangout for the Copperheads. Be sure to meet us there before and after every game. From your pint to your plate, Jackie O's proudly presents over 40 beers on draft, produced right here in Athens. Newly remodeled public house and kitchen menu, uptown in-house bakery, 22-acre farm and taproom facility lunch specials, and locally sourced dinners.
Ty Krinberger from Pompano, Florida. You're listening to Ched's Media.
Well, it looked like trouble in the top of the 7th inning. Bases were loaded with nobody out, and the Settlers were only trailing by a run. But Jacob Ladley able to bear down and get the final 3 outs without surrendering another run. Copperheads still lead at 6-5. Here in the bottom of the 7th, as it'll be Ty Krittenberger, Reese Trey, and Lucas DeSanti, bottom of the order, due up for the Copperheads. As the first pitch from the pitcher Lutz into Ty Krittenberger will be a called strike down the middle, 0-1. Krittenberger in the ball game is 0 for 1 with a couple of walks. Had an RBI walk back in the 3rd inning. As the Copperheads plated 3 back in the bottom of the 6th to push their lead out to 6-2 before the Settlers answered with 3 in the top of the 7th to make it a 6-5 score here at Bob Wren Stadium, as the Copperheads, with a victory, could potentially move ahead of the Cincinnati Steam if they lose Game 2 of the doubleheader with the Hamilton Joes. As the 0-1 pitches popped up right side in foul territory, heading over is the first baseman, Hill. He will make the catch in foul ground, and Ty Krittenberger will be retired to lead off the bottom of the 7th.
Krittenberger got onto that one, was a little bit late. Went to the opposite side, and Hill made the catch.
So now it'll be Reese Trahey, the second baseman out of Michigan State, 0 for 2 so far with a walk and a strikeout. As Ryan Lutz looks in, the side armor deals to the lefty Trahey, catches the outside corner for a strike. 0-1 the count. As Lutz came in, so far has pitched an inning and a third, inherited a tough situation with the bases loaded. As the 0-1 pitch into Trey is swung on and missed. Strike two, chased the pitch outside. Now Trey will have to protect with 2 strikes.
Copperheads, again, they're leading the game, but they still haven't had that big hit. It was either a hit by pitch, a walk, a pass ball, you name it, any other way to score. They did it besides with a base hit besides Zion Avery.
0-2 pitch from Ryan Lutz will miss outside for a ball. 1-2 the count now to Reese Trahey. But you said it, Connor, as the Copperheads are getting out-hit 11-5 by the Settlers in tonight's ball game, but still have a 6-5 lead over Licking County. A long look in from the pitcher Lutz. He'll deal from the windup. 1-2 into Trey. Swung on and poked out into shallow center field. Ranging over is a center fielder Dodge. He'll make the catch a few steps to his left to straightaway center field. 2 away now in the inning. As trying to keep the inning alive will be Lucas Nasanti.
Well, Nasanti has started things off pretty well for the Copperheads. Now he's batting with 2 outs. He led off the 4th and the 6th, both with singles. In the 6th, he came around to score in the 3-run bottom 6. Well, Nasanti, he's been a spark plug in the lineup tonight. He's really led the charge for the scoring.
Well, he's 2 for 3 with a couple of singles and a run scored. First pitch into him from Lutz. Misses just inside off the black for a ball. 1-0. But with the day, Nasanti's average has climbed back above 300 at 307. As the righty Lutz will kick and deal the 1-0 to Nasanti. Misses outside and low for a ball. Count now 2-0. With 2 away here in the bottom of the 7th, Copperheads lead at 6-5 over Licking County. Two-0 pitch in from Lutz. Swung on and popped foul over the first base dugout and out of play by Nasanti. Count will be 2-1 now.
In case you were wondering, the no-hitter was broken up in the top of the 6th.
Imagine that.
I'm not even anywhere near.
Right after you said it.
Nowhere near Cincinnati.
You're lucky no one, better hope someone from either of those teams doesn't turn in this broadcast. 2-1 pitch. Misses low and inside, and Nasanti 3-1 the count now. Was it a single pitcher on the mound the whole time?
I believe so. For the Steam, it was so Schrand, I believe his name is Schrand, went 5 innings, and then Grimm came in the top of the 6th, gave up a single.
Gotcha. Well, the 3-1 pitch was fouled into the third base dugout by Lucas Nasanti. Count runs full now with 2 away, as Lutz looking for a 1-2-3 inning to try to get the Settlers back up at the plate. The righty kicks and deals a 3-2 into Nasanti. Breaking ball swung on a miss, strike 3. Copperheads go quietly here in the bottom of the 7th. 1-2-3 as we head into the top of the 8th. 6-5 lead over the Copperheads, trying to pull out a victory to improve their standing in the playoff picture right here on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health. Fans, Jackie O's Pub and Brewery is the official pregame and postgame hangout for the Copperheads. Be sure to meet us there before and after every game. From your pint to your plate, Jackie O's proudly presents over 40 beers on draft, produced right here in Athens. Newly remodeled public house and kitchen menu, uptown in-house bakery, 22-acre farm and taproom facility lunch specials, and locally sourced dinners, 7 days a week. 100-plus person outdoor patio, uptown. Learn more at JackieO's.com, Instagram, or Facebook today. After the game, be sure to stop by Jackie O's uptown or the tap room on Campbell Street. Just because the game ended doesn't mean your night has to. Jackie O's, the official pregame and postgame sponsor of your Copperheads.
Don't forget to stop by Kona Ice behind the press box on the third base side, locally owned and operated by Rich Hayes of Athens. They offer tropical shaved ice in an assortment of flavors, and be sure to ask about their fundraising opportunities.
Rocky Brand is so much more than you think. Rocky Brand is a global leader in the footwear and apparel market with over 1,500 distributors of Rocky, Georgia Boot, and Durango brands nationwide. Rocky Brand designs, develops, and markets hard-working boots, outdoor footwear, and apparel designed for every pursuit, and fashionable women footwear that invites you to live a little on the edge. And they do it all right here in Southeast Ohio. To see the whole Rocky Brand story, go to rockybrands.com.
State Farm and Agent Shauna Stump are proud supporters of Copperhead Baseball. Visit our West Union Street office or call 593-6882 today to discuss all your insurance and financial services needs. She's celebrating 14 years of service in the Athens community. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
This is Austin Dunphy, the manager with the Southern Ohio Copperheads, and you're listening to the Copperheads Media Network.
Top 8 here at Bob Wrenn Stadium. Jacob Ladley on for his second inning in relief. Hope to make it a little bit quieter than its first one, as he didn't give up the lead. Copperheads still lead at 6-5, but the Settlers were able to plate 3 runs. And this is the man who started it all off last inning. Turner Hill, a leadoff double, eventually came in to score. One of the 3 runs by the Settlers in the last inning. First pitch into him from Ladley, misses inside for a ball, 1-0.
When I say second time's or third time's the charm, Ladley will make the look at second time.
As the 1-0 pitch misses low and away for a ball, 2-0 now to Turner Hill.
There's back-to-back doubles, Hill and Fromwiller. Ladley got tattooed a little bit, but then settled in, kept the lead intact.
Looking for a bit of an easier inning here. The 2-0 pitch into Turner Hill will catch the outside corner for a strike. 2-1 the count now. As despite getting out-hit by the Settlers, 11-5, Copperheads hold on to a 6-5 lead as that 2-1 pitch is hit out into left center field. Ranging over is the left fielder, Jared Hurd, to make the catch. 1 away now in the inning. A nice and easy start for Ladley, unlike the last inning.
It's always about building up that confidence and getting the first down, building off of that. Once you get one out of the way, you can start focusing on 2. Pitch by pitch, out by out. There's any way to get through it and keep the Copperheads alive.
So now it'll be Evan Fromwiller. He hit a ringing double off the left field wall his last time up, missed a homer by a couple feet. The first pitch into him was swung on and flied out into left center field. Coming in is the center fielder, Nasanti. He will call off the left fielder, Hurd, and make the catch. So Ladley, after giving up back-to-back doubles to the first 2 batters he faced in the 7th, gets back-to-back flyouts this time and 1 out away from getting out of this top of the 8th inning.
Well, definitely a better 1-2 punch that he had first time around. But Ladley built up that confidence in the top of the 7th, got those final 3 outs. Can take a deep breath. 1-run lead now, but still has a chance to prove himself here and get out of it.
Ladley looks into left-handed hitting Ang. Andrew Ang fouls the first pitch down the left field line and out of play, 0-1. As Ladley, a long look in, now comes set, working out of the stretch. Here comes the 0-1 pitch into Ang, will miss just below the knees for a ball. Evens up the count at 1 with 2 away here in the top of the 8th. Copperheads lead at 6-5. Trying to prevent the Settlers from clinching a playoff spot here tonight. As here comes the 1-1 pitch in from Ladley, swung on and grounded towards Zion Avery. At first he knocks it down himself and takes it to the bag for the out. It's a hot shot off the bat of Ang, but Zion Avery sticks the left hand out, picks it out of the ground, and takes it to the bag himself to retire the side. 1-2-3 inning here for the Settlers. Copperheads 3 outs away from a victory, but first they got a bat in the bottom of the 8th inning right here on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health.
State Farm and Agent Shauna Stump are proud supporters of Copperhead Baseball. Visit our West Union Street office or call 593-6882 today to discuss all your insurance and financial services needs. She's celebrating 14 years of service in the Athens community. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Snyder Fuller and Stroh is one of the premier financial and insurance firms in the region. If you have questions regarding your financial, insurance, or employee benefit package, please call Mark Snyder, Jim Fuller, or Dan Stroh at 740-594-8385 or visit them online at www.snyderfullerstroh.com. That is SNIDERFULLERSTROH.com.
The Cat's Eye Saloon at 12 North Court Street features a great selection of craft beers on tap and in the bottle 365 days a year. The Cat's Eye Saloon is a proud supporter of the Southern Ohio Copperheads and all Ohio University athletics. The Cat's Eye Saloon, your home away from home, open 7 days a week.
The Copperheads would like to thank Wendy's for their support of the team and players. If you're hungry, stop into Wendy's located off Richland Avenue and East State Street. Check the back of your ticket stub for a free small Frosty with any purchase.
Stephanie Wood with Ohio Realty. She will help you find your next safe home. Stephanie Wood bringing home the results and going the extra distance.
Snyder, Fuller, and Stroh has supported the Copperheads since 2002. We're proud of that affiliation and excited to sponsor Fireworks Night again this year on June 29th. As one of the premier finance.
I'm Zach Iverson. I'm from Michigan State University. You're listening to the Copperheads Media Network.
Top of the order, due up here for the Copperheads in the bottom of the 8th inning, looking to add on perhaps a couple insurance runs. They lead at 6-5 over the Licking County Settlers. As staying on for his 3rd inning in relief is Ryan Lutz. As Lutz has pitched 2 innings, hasn't allowed a hit or a run. Has struck out 3. Been pretty effective for the Settlers out of the pen. As first pitch of the inning in the Jared Hurd will miss low and outside for a ball. 1-0 the count now. Hurd on the day is 0 for 2, but has walked a couple of times and came around to score both times he did. As here comes the 1-0 pitch in from Lutz. Hurd way out in front of that pitch. Lutz took something off of it. And the count will be even at 1 as now Hurd will walk towards his dugout, look for a little bit of pine tar. Trying to get a better grip on the bat.
Already saw 1 thrown bat in this series. Hurd wants to make sure he doesn't become the 2nd thrown bat.
So Jared Hurd applies the pine tar to his bat. Now he's back in the left-handed batter's box. It'll be a 1-1 count to him to lead off the bottom of the 8th inning. The side armor Lutz kicks and deals the 1-1 into Hurd. And that pitch will catch the outside corner for a strike. 1-2 the count now.
Really deceptive delivery for Ryan Lutz. Brings it up, side armor, and locates the ball well.
1-2 the count now to Hurd. Lutz a long look in to the catcher. Now Hurd calls time in the box. As he'll take a couple steps out. And step back in, ready to go. As the 1-2 pitch into him from Ryan Lutz will be taken. Strike 3 called at the knees. Nasty breaking pitch there from Lutz. As he starts it off the plate, it bends back in for the strikeout. 4th for Lutz in relief. 1 away here in the bottom of the 8th.
And just a nice pitch by Lutz. Caught Hurd looking. Nothing really he could do.
So now it'll be Zach Iverson due up next. He's also 0 for 2 with a couple of walks. Has come around to score 1 time in the ball game. First pitch into him from Lutz bounces in to the catcher Darius Diaz for a ball. 1-0. As just take another peek to that Hamilton Joes and Cincinnati Steam game as the 1-0 pitch comes into Zach Iverson, misses outside for a ball. 2-0. Bottom 6. Steam still up on the Joes 1-0. As a pitching duel going on out there in Cincinnati between the Joes and the Steam.
Just going through Strand's stat line.
As a 2-0 pitch looked outside to Zach Iverson, but it is a called strike by Jonathan Hamlin, the home plate umpire. It'll be a 2-1 count as now Coach Austin Dunphy having some words with Hanlon from the third base coaching box. Already 1 manager ejected in this one. Licking County's manager was ejected back in the 6th inning, T.J. Wharton. 2-1 pitch into Iverson, misses low and inside for a ball. 3-1 the count now.
Well, the Cincinnati Steam starter went 5, walked 4 batters, so it wasn't going to be a perfect game should have gone, but struck out 12 Hamilton Joes. It was unbelievable.
3-1 pitch into Iverson, swung on and flied out down the line in left field. Heading back is the left fielder, and he will make the catch on the run down there in the corner by the Mike Schmidt sign out there in left field. first two Copperheads retired here in the bottom of the 8th. Now we'll take a 2-out hit from Sebastian Fabic to keep the inning alive.
Copperheads during this series, well, besides today's game, they've been scoring all their runs with 2 outs. But for the Copperheads and Sebastian Fabic, a little breather would be nice. Just a 1-run lead for the Copperheads, 6-5. So any way that they can score a run here, it would help out Ladley or whoever the new relief pitcher is, should Austin Dunphy bring in a new one.
First pitch into Sebastian Fabic. His breaking pitch runs inside. Fabic has to bend over to avoid getting hit. He'll be up in the count now, 1-0. Fabic is 0 for 3 in the ball game. As the 1-0 pitch in from Lutz will miss low and inside for a ball. 2-0 the count now to Fabic. As Zion Avery is in the on-deck circle. Should Fabic let the inning continue. 2-0 pitch misses inside for a ball. Now Fabic way up in the count, 3-0. As Lutz is looking for back-to-back 1-2-3 innings, and at the battle all the way back to Fabic. As he trails in the count, 3-0. Here comes the delivery. It will come right down Main Street for a strike. 3-1 the count now.
Right way to do it. 3-0 count. Just take your pitch. You'll see 2 more good ones, most likely.
As now Lutz kicks and deals a 3-1. Breaking ball comes in the inside part of the plate for a strike, and now the count runs full. With 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th, Copperheads lead at 6-5 over the Licking County Settlers, looking to avoid getting swept here at home. As the Settlers took the first 2 games of the series. Here comes a full count pitch into Sebastian Fabic. Breaking ball misses high and inside for ball 4. Fabic draws a 2-out walk. First time he's been walked in the ball game, and now Zion Avery will indeed get a chance to hit in the inning.
Well, you want to bring up Avery's bat. He's been scuffling a little bit, does have the RBI single of the game, but the power in his bat, he can hit the ball as far as anybody in the league. You want to see what he can do here with an opportunity.
Well, Avery is 1 for 4 in the ball game, but did have an RBI single early in the ball game. He checks his swing on that one. Didn't mean to make contact, but he does. And the count will be 0-1. Avery also had another RBI on an error back in the 6th inning when he hit a ground ball to second base that was bobbled by his spring teammate, Evan Fromwiller. As both of them attend Ohio University, play here at Bob Wren Stadium. As now a pickoff attempt to first base, going back in safely is Fabic. Diving in head first. But Lutz will come set now, working out of the stretch with the runner on first base. Here comes the 0-1 pitch into Zion Avery. And it'll be a called strike at the knees. Avery didn't like it, but it'll be down in the count now. 0-2 with 2 outs, runner on first, bottom 8.
Choke up on the bat, try to put something in play, continue the inning. A couple insurance runs would be huge for the Copperheads.
Avery back in the right-handed batter's box. 0-2 pitch. Fabic takes off. Avery swings and chops it foul. Down the third base line, Coach Austin Dunphy will field it and fire it into the dugout. Count remains 0-2 to Zion Avery.
Just keep on making contact, keep on seeing pitches. Eventually you'll see the one you like.
Avery back in the batter's box, trying to stay alive. Still down in the count, 0-2 with Fabic leading off first base. 6-5 Copperheads lead in the bottom of the 8th inning. 2 outs. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball taken by Zion Avery for a ball just a little bit high. The count will go to 1-2. Long look in from the pitcher Lutz. He'll come home with it. 1-2 pitch misses outside and high to Avery. He battles back and evens up the count at 2.
Get a good at-bat by Zion Avery. Seeing a lot of pitches. being disciplined at the plate, not chasing outside of the zone, and fouling off the ones that are going to be close.
Here comes a 2-2 pitch into Zion Avery. Breaking ball, chopped foul down the third base line. As third baseman Meyer will touch it in foul territory, a couple steps away from the third base bag. And Avery not going down quietly here in the bottom of the eighth. Count still 2-2.
Avery a little bit ahead of it, chopped the ball, third base line. Just have to be a little bit more patient, wait for it to get to him. Give it a drive.
Here comes another 2-2 pitch from Lutz into Avery. Swung on and again, punch foul. Over the first base dugout and out of play. As that was the seventh pitch of the AB into Avery. And he'll see pitch number 8 here with this next one. Count still 2-2. Sebastian Fabic still leading off first. As Lutz trying to get through his third inning of shutout ball in relief. And keep this deficit at 1 for his team in the top of the ninth. Here comes a 2-2 home into Avery. It'll be a breaking ball. Gets away from the catcher, Darius Diaz. Taken by Avery. And trotting over to second base is Sebastian Fabic. It'll be a full count now to Avery. And he'll get a chance with a runner in scoring position now.
Avery should see a good pitch to hit here with Scott Combs batting behind him. Combs does have a single today. We mentioned it before, but Combs an all-star on the season, batting average around 300 as a catcher. So he's been having himself a nice year. Doubt Ryan Lutz would want to put Combs to the plate.
Here comes a full count pitch into Zion Avery. It will be taken, ball 4 outside. So a long at-bat, 9 pitches. Worked by Zion Avery, but he draws the walk. And now 2 runners on and 2 away for Scott Combs, looking to add on an insurance run for the Copperheads.
And for Scott Combs in the bottom of the 9th inning 2 games ago, the 9-6 loss. Scott Combs with runners in scoring position, batted in 2, choked up on the bat, went towards the right side, found the hole and got the base hit.
As now looks like there'll be a call to the bullpen here in the bottom of the 8th inning, as that will be the end for Ryan Lutz. As he'll leave 2 runners on base. We'll update you on the new pitcher when we return right here on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health.
Stephanie Wood with Ohio Realty. She will help you find your next safe home. Stephanie Wood bringing home the results and going the extra distance.
Snyder, Fuller, and Stroh has supported the Copperheads since 2002. We're proud of that affiliation and excited to sponsor Fireworks Night again this year on June 29th. As one of the premier financial and insurance firms in the region, Snyder, Fuller, and Stroh is focused on helping our clients secure their financial future. What's your plan? Give us a call at 594-8385.
Ambassador Laundry, your locally owned and operated laundry and dry cleaning business, is a proud sponsor of the Copperheads. Stop by 15 West Stimson for all your laundry and dry cleaning needs.
It's a grand slam when you shop locally. Look for the Athens Area of Commerce logo and be sure to support the business that support the Athens Sandlot, our very own Copperheads, and our community. Love Athens. Keep it local, because together we make a difference.
The fun is just beginning in Athens, Ohio. Outdoor concerts and festivals, rails and trails, a 30-mile meal, and the funky vibe of Uptown Athens and Court Street, Ohio's most eccentric half-mile. The best road trip starts at AthensOhio.com, the region's most comprehensive site for maps, shopping and dining directories, and events calendar. Visit AthensOhio.com and start planning your next adventure.
Classic brands Budweiser and Yuengling are proud supporters.
Hey, I'm Scott Combs, catcher for the Copperheads, and you're listening to the Copperhead Media Network.
Well, Scott Combs is up here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. Runners on first and second for Dawson Sims, a new man on the mound, as the first pitch he throws gets away from the catcher Diaz and rolls all the way back to the netting. Moving up to second and third are Sebastian Fabic and Zion Avery, as now Combs will have 2 in scoring position with 2 down in the inning, a 1-0 count, as now it looks like a pinch runner is going to be lifted for Zion Avery. Carter Cross, number 7, is trotting out to second base. Zion Avery coming into the dugout, so his day will be over. Getting a little more speed out there on second base just in case of a base hit into the outfield. But Dawson Sims on the year has a 2-2 record with a 2.29 ERA in 15 games. 21 in the third innings pitched, 25 strikeouts, 23 hits, 10 walks. As the 1-0 pitch into Scott Combs bounces into the catcher Diaz. He's able to pick it on the backhand and stop it from going to the backstop. 2-0 the count now to Combs.
Well, the way this game's been going, I wouldn't surprise me to see another run come in to score on a pass ball or a wild pitch.
The 2-0 into Scott Combs runs outside and low for a ball, and now Sims risking walking the first batter he faced. The 3-0 count now to Scott Combs. First base is empty. As Sims trying to settle down and battle all the way back. A long look into the catcher Diaz. Here comes the pitch, and that will miss outside and low. Ball 4. Walks Scott Combs on 4 pitches, missed pretty much all in the exact same spot, low and outside. And now the bases are juiced for Phil Glasser.
I don't know what the scouting report was on Scott Combs, but obviously it was not walk Scott Combs. You don't want to continue this inning. Copperheads dangerous with 2 outs. Have scored more than 70 runs this season with 2 outs and runners in scoring position.
Well, Phil Glasser is trying to provide the big hit the Copperheads have been waiting for this entire series. First pitch into him from Dawson Sims. Runs inside for a ball, 1-0. Sims still yet to throw a strike. 5 straight balls out of the pen.
Well, every single pitch has been low and now inside. It was low and away for Combs, but low and inside for the first ball to Phil Glasser. Everything's just down, down, down.
1-0 pitch in the Glasser, and again misses in the same spot. Nice pick out of the dirt by the catcher Diaz to keep that one from getting away. But a 2-0 count now to Glasser. 6 straight balls for Dawson Sims, and you mentioned they've all missed in the exact same spot on that low and inside part to the lefties and low and away for the righties. Every single pitch he's thrown so far. So Sims going to have to try to make an adjustment. This pitch will catch the outside corner to the lefty Glasser for a strike. 2-1 the count now.
Diaz did a nice job framing that pitch. That ball looked to be outside, but Diaz just dragged it right back in to the strike zone. Hanlon calling it a strike.
The 2-1 pitch into Phil Glasser, swung and grounded in the hole between first and second, out into right field for a base hit. Coming in is 1 run, being sent in as Carter Cross from second base. He comes in sliding safely. Is now a throw out into center field by the catcher Darius Diaz. A throw into second to try to get Phil Glasser as he moves up. Scott Combs moves up to third. A 2 RBI single for Phil Glasser, the big hit the Copperheads needed, and they now lead it 8-5 here in the bottom of the 8th.
Well, finally, someone hits the ball with runners in scoring position. Just Copperheads have been waiting for Phil Glasser or whoever to do it. Glasser steps up, gets the runs to score, puts the Copperheads, gives them a little breathing room going into the 9th inning. But finally, runs on the board, runs scored by a hit.
I got a little hectic there at the end as Diaz was trying to catch Scott Combs, who took a big round from second base towards third, but the throw 2 seconds sailed over the second baseman Fromwiller's head into the outfield, so Combs and Glasser both move up an extra base on the error from Diaz. First pitch into Ty Crittenberger is low for a ball, 1-0. But several situations over these past 3 games where the Copperheads have had the bases loaded but unable to pick up a big hit. But Glasser comes through, 2 RBI single as the 1-0 pitch into Ty Crittenberger ruled a swing by home plate umpire Jonathan Hanlon, evened up the count at 1. RBI 17 and 18 for Glasser on the year. As he's now on second base, Scott Combs at third. 1-1 pitch runs inside and hits Ty Crittenberger. as he will now head down to first base, and the bases will be loaded as Dawson Sims struggling to get it out. He walked the first batter he faced, gave up a 2 RBI single, and now hit Ty Crittenberger. And the bases are loaded once again with 2 away, 8-5 Copperheads lead.
The second time Crittenberger's been hit on the ball game today. 0 for 2, but he's been to the plate 5 times. Crittenberger getting the job done, getting on base, and it might be painful, but he's doing it for the Copperheads.
First pitch into Reese Trahey, runs inside. He has to bend out of the way of it. Takes it for a ball, 1-0. As Dawson Sims trying to settle down, as here comes the 1-0 pitch into Reese Trahey. It will catch the inside corner for a strike, evens up the count at 1 to Trahey, as he is very frustrated with that strike call. Takes his helmet off and walks out of the batter's box. Now he steps back in.
Already saw an ejection today.
1-1 pitch from Sims. Misses low and outside for a ball to the lefty Trahey. 2-1 the count now.
Head coach T.J. Wharton out for the Licking County Settlers. Got ejected earlier on. We've only really seen 2 ejections that we broadcasted, though.
2-1 pitch to Trahey. Misses low for a ball. Now he's trying to draw a walk. 3-1 the count. Dawson Sims has nowhere to put him with the bases loaded and 2 outs. But you're referring to, well, both ejections we've seen have been with this Licking County team. Thomas Cesaro, who left the Copperheads, was ejected as 3-1 pitch misses inside for ball 4. He draws the walk. So it'll be an RBI walk for Reese Trahey. Copperheads now lead by 4. It'll be 9-5. First RBI of the game for Trahey.
Now, it was so long ago, I can't remember if Cesaro got the ejection against Licking County or if it was against the Hamilton Joes.
I can guarantee you it was against Licking County.
You got a better memory than me, though.
I'd bet a lot of money. I remember. We were at their field. It was game 3. There was a dispute of a word that was said or not.
Oh, yes.
That led to his ejection.
Right. I remember that now.
And, of course, the other one being here tonight, Coach T.J. Wharton of the Settlers. As we've seen Coach Dunphy throughout the year be vocal with umpires, but has never gotten ejected so far this season. Now a mound visit to Dawson Sims.
Got close with the Galleon Graders earlier on. That second game against Galleon, that was a heated time between both teams.
Well, filling in as the head coach is Luke Setzer for the Licking County Settlers. He walked out to the mound to visit with Sims as he's trying to just get one final out to retire the side for the Settlers so they can try to battle back in the top of the 9th. Currently trail at 9-5. Well, Lucas Nasanti going to try to blow this one wide open if he can pick up a 2-out base hit. He's 2 for 4 in the ball game with a couple of singles. As the infield is back for the Settlers with 2 away. First pitch into Nasanti misses outside for a ball, 1-0. But all this started with 2 outs. Sebastian Fabic drew a walk. Zion Avery then followed suit with a walk. 1-0 pitch will be a called strike at the knees to Lucas Nasanti, 1-1. As now Sims shakes off the catcher Diaz once. Now gets the pitch he wants. Comes set, 1-1 pitching, and Nasanti misses low and outside for a ball. And the count will go to 2-1.
Well, Sims has really just been off today. Almost seems like every single time the ball is low and away to a right-handed batter or low and inside to a lefty. He's just missing right in that same spot.
2-1 pitch is swung on by Nasanti. Hits it off the end of the bat, foul behind home plate. And the count will be even at 2 with 2 away. Bases loaded here in the bottom of the 8th. 9-5 lead for the Copperheads, looking for the victory to inch closer to a playoff spot here in the GLSCL South Division. 2-2 pitch into Nasanti will be taken up high for a ball. Runs the count full. That will send the runners in motion on a full count and 2 away.
Good take by Nasanti. Pitch was a little bit too high. Close one.
Full count pitch to Nasanti. Swings on it and fouls it back behind home plate, staying alive in the at-bat. 3-2 as all three runners will have to go back to their respective bases. It's Phil Glasser at third, Ty Krinberg at second, and Reese Trahey at first. As now the full count pitch, and Nasanti is lined up the middle, and that will get through on into center field for a base hit. One run is in. Here comes another run. Heading over to third is Reese Trahey, and he'll be caught in a rundown. Second baseman Fromwiller has the ball. He throws it to the pitcher Dawson Sims, who will tag Reese Trahey out at third base. But not before. Two more runs added on the RBI single by Lucas Nasanti. His third hit of the ball game, as well as RBIs. 13 and 14 on him for the year, as it'll be a 5-run inning here in the bottom of the 8th. Copperheads blow it open. They lead by 6 now, 3 outs away from a victory as we head into the top of the 9th inning right here on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health. Classic brands Budweiser and Yuengling are proud supporters of Copperheads baseball. Please drink responsibly and always use a designated driver. Responsibility matters.
Donato's is the exclusive pizza provider of the Southern Ohio Copperheads. With toppings loaded from edge to edge, Donato's Pizza will be sure to satisfy your hunger. Located at 688 East State Street in Athens, make Donato's your pizza of choice today. Order by calling 740-592-5049 or order online at donatos.com.
The Southern Ohio Copperheads would like to show our support for Echoing Hills. Echoing Hills provides individuals a place to call home in a comfortable and safe environment where they can achieve their dreams surrounded by supportive friends and staff. For more information, contact them at 740-594-3541.
Ball Green Mortine, one of the nation's leading integrated marketing and communication firms, prides itself on hiring the best and brightest graduates from across the country each year. In fact, the company is home to many Ohio University alumni. For more details on internships and employment opportunities, visit www.ballgreenmortine.com.
You will be living the life if you stay at the Holiday Inn Express with the free complimentary breakfast, high-definition television in all the rooms, and free Wi-Fi. In addition to being the only non-smoking hotel in Athens, live the life. Holiday Inn Express.
Fans, Jackie O's Pub and Brewery is the official pregame and postgame hangout for the Copperheads. Be sure to meet us there before and after every game. From your pint to your plate, Jackie O's proudly presents over 40 beers on draft, produced right here in Athens. Newly remodeled public house and kitchen menu, uptown in-house bakery, 22-acre farm and taproom facility lunch specials, and locally sourced dinners 7 days a week. 100-plus person outdoor patio, uptown. Learn more at jackios.com. Instagram.
Ty Krinberger from Pompano, Florida. You're listening to Ched's Media.
Well, Jacob Ladley's on the mound for his third inning in relief, looking to close the door on this one and send the Copperheads home with a victory. They need one to try to stay alive in the playoff picture, is pretty much in win-out mode through the rest of the season are the Copperheads. As first pitch of the inning comes into the cleanup batter, Sam Wilson. He takes a strike on the outside corner, 0-1, and we have a final between the Steam and the Hamilton Joes, a 1-0 score, as it was only a 7-inning game due to it being a doubleheader. 0-1 pitch into Sam Wilson is swung on and grounded foul down towards the third base coaching box. Ladley up in the count, 0-2. So the Steam are now a game and a half in front of the Copperheads, but if the Copperheads win this ball game tonight, as they should, up by 6 in the 9th inning, Copperheads will be just a game behind them, and that's huge due to the fact that the Settlers and the Steam are playing each other for the last series of the year.
Keyword there, should.
0-2 pitch into Sam Wilson will miss just outside for a ball, as many of the Copperheads players in the field thought that was strike 3. But a called ball, 1-2. You hear some of the fans saying, we got fireworks ready to go off here. Want to try to get this game over with, as the 1-2 pitch is rolled a swing by Sam Wilson behind home plate, strike 3. Nasty change up there from Ladley. He gets his second strikeout in relief. 1 away now in the top of the 9th.
Ever since that disastrous top of the 7th inning, Ladley has really settled down, gotten the outs he's needed to get. Went 1, 2, 3 in the 8th. Ladley, after that, it's been great.
We had the bases loaded and nobody out in the 7th with only a 1-run lead and retired 3 straight batters.
That was not, well, retiring 3 straight batters is great. The bases loaded was not.
Retired 3 straight batters. First pitch into Darius Diaz, misses outside for a ball, 1-0. Then retired 3 in a row in the top of the 8th inning and now got the first in the 9th. That's good for 7 straight batters, trying to make it 9 to end out this ball game. 1-0 pitch into Darius Diaz is grounded towards the first base, backhanded off the glove of Tanner Glass, picked up by the second baseman Trahey. Throw on the first is in time. Covering the bag is Ladley. For the second out of the inning, we forgot to mention Carter Cross came in for Zion Avery to pinch run, so they put Tanner Glass in for Carter Cross at first base. But the ball bounces off his glove. Trahey heads up, picks it up, and Ladley covers the bag for the out, 2 away. Score that a 3-4-1 for just an out at first base.
Just because you said so, I will. But a really nice play by Trahey, realizing the ball is not too far away from him, gets and even terrific coverage by Ladley to get to first.
So 2 outs now in the top of the 9th. Ladley needs 1 more to finish out the ball game. First pitch is lined out into right field. Coming into right fielder Crittenberg. He will go to a slide, and he will make the catch to end the ball game. What a defensive play there from Crittenberger, coming in, laying out to make the catch, and the Copperheads win it. It was pretty much a must-win for the Copperheads in this one. They'll take an 11-5 victory, salvage a win over the Settlers in this Game 3, and now only a game out of the second playoff spot in the GOSCL South Division.
Well, this is the day that the Copperheads really needed. They went into All-Star break red hot. They swept the Xenia Scouts and then just kind of fell flat coming out of it against the Licking County Settlers. 9-6 loss in Game 1. Then yesterday came down to the wire, 5-4 loss. Had a chance to walk it off. But here today it was a complete game. The hits, they weren't always there, but they got the timely hitting that they needed to win the game today. 5 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning, gave them plenty of room to work with. If these Copperheads show up for the rest of the season, there's a good chance that they can find themselves at least in the 2 seed to go further into the postseason.
So a big win for the Copperheads here on Fireworks Night, as that will be coming up next. But first, we got a post-game show to do here. Once again, Copperheads lead it 11-5. Jack Bennett picks up the victory for the Copperheads, and the loss will go to Griffin Miller, as the save will go to Jacob Ladley, pitching 3 innings in relief and earning the victory for the Copperheads in this one. As for Connor Mills, I'm Joey Medor signing off. We'll see you in the post-game show.
Oh, man.
Back inside Bob Wren Stadium, the Southern Ohio Copperheads picked up an 11-5 victory against the Licking County Settlers. Joining me now, manager Austin Dunphy, and coach, this win has to feel nice after dropping the first 2 to the Settlers.
Man, it's relieving. Those guys played well all day long. Played well throughout the entire series for the most part. Man, just I feel like I've said a million times, those guys are battlers through and through. Scratch, claw, fight, do whatever they got to do to stay within a ball game and get themselves to a place where they have a chance to win it. And they've been pretty close in most of the games here recently, and man, tonight was was awesome. Last home game of the year, fireworks night. Something we preach to our guys every year is we do not lose on fireworks night, and they stepped up in a big way today to keep our playoff hopes alive.
Offense was stifled in the first 2 games. What changed today? Was anything different in the pregame? What was the difference between the first 2 and then today's game?
Not a whole lot. We mixed the lineup up a little bit, kept some guys in there. Typically, I would rotate our outfielders out one game, have one game off. Today was one of those situations where we had to put our best lineup on the field today, and then we'll take it one game at a time after that. But we had to win today. Can't look too far into the future, so just wanted to put our best guys out there to give us a chance to win. So that was the approach today as far as the difference in the last 2 games. Today was about getting a win, and then all that stuff we will figure out tomorrow.
Cincinnati Steam picked up a Game 2 victory in the doubleheader. Currently, Copperheads are just back a half game. We'll only look a game into the future. We won't go too far. But for the Copperheads, Richmond Jazz coming up. You send your best pitcher out on the mound, Zach Iverson. What do you expect from him tomorrow?
Same thing we've been seeing all year. I hate to throw out expectations for guys, especially a guy who is in an unfamiliar role with starting pitcher. He's thrown a lot of innings this year, far more than he's used to. So I hate using the word expect, but it's one of those things that you have your best guy on the mound, best guy in the league, in my opinion. He's coming up. It creates a different type of confidence throughout your dugout that doesn't come very often. So when you have your guy on the mound, it's one of those feelings in your stomach that we're going to win today. We just got to make the plays behind him. He's going to get outs, put the ball in play, let our fielders do their job, and then score some runs and take it one game at a time from then on out. Like we're still there. We got a chance, but like I said, it's take it one game at a time, and then we got 2 more after that.
Just want to finish up talking about the pitching in today's game. Jack Bennett, late season acquisition, gets your only win against the Hamilton Joes. He seems to come up big time and time again on the mound. And then Jacob Ladley, I ask you 2 parts, but top of the 7th inning, Ladley comes in. And it was a rough patch until final 3 batters. But how good has Bennett been for your team, and what was the mindset with Jacob Ladley?
Bennett's been a huge addition to our ball club. We were in a spot in our season where we were losing a bunch of our starters, so we were having to fill a bunch of holes. We lost 4 of our 5 starters. Zach Iverson, who's not a traditional pitcher, is our only starter out of the 5 that's left, and thank goodness that he's been incredible all season long. But Bennett came in late. This is his 3rd start. He's been a competitor in all 3 starts. Hasn't always had his best stuff, but he still finds a way to compete. He fell behind in some counts pretty often today, but man, he was in the zone, gave us a chance to win. That's exactly what you want out of your starting pitcher. And then Jacob Ladley comes in, struggles in his first inning, but I think he'd been sitting a little while, and the humidity and all that stuff was getting to him. He just needed to adjust and settle in a little bit. And as soon as he came out, he's like, "Coach, I got to figure it out. Let me go again." And then same thing for the 3rd inning. He was good from then on out, and he's been good for us since we got him last week. Like, I'm more than glad that we got those guys, and they've been a huge part in saving this season and then keeping us in a playoff hunt.
Jacob Ladley gets the save, went 3 innings, saves the Copperheads 11-5 victory over the Licking County Settlers. Joe Medora coming up next with the Dan Inman Player of the Game. Coach Austin Dunphy, appreciate your time as always. Thanks for joining us. And Copperheads do not lose on fireworks night. We'll be right back on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health.
So I'm here with the Dan Inman Electric player of the game, Lucas Nasanti. Lucas, 3 for 5, couple of RBIs, had the big 2-out hit in that 8th inning. What were you seeing out there that allowed you to be so successful at the plate today?
Just trying to see it long and try to work the ball through the middle of the field is something I've just been trying to get back to, and seeing it good today.
Yeah, you've really come along over this back part of the season after, kind of a sluggish start to the beginning. How much of that is to just, trying to get back into baseball shape and at the same time making adjustments at the plate?
Yeah, for sure. Got a week off, come to summer ball. Now we're using wood bats. It's a little different, but, just getting the hang of things and seeing the ball good now.
So you guys are just a game out of a playoff spot right now behind the Cincinnati Steam. I mean, what's kind of the mood in the clubhouse right now going into this last series against Richmond?
Yeah, we got a bunch of guys who just want to go out there and compete every day, and the chips will fall where they will, and you just can't control that. We just go out there every day and just try to compete.
You got the fireworks going off in left field. It is fireworks night here. But you guys, you kind of had a rough couple of first games against this team. So how big was it to come out and get this win tonight after, kind of a sluggish offensive performance the first couple of nights?
It was real big, just for the confidence of this team going into these last 3 games. They're a good team. They got some really good pitchers and some good players. So, to be able to squeak out the last one is real big.
All right, well, Lucas, I'm not going to keep you any longer. Go ahead down there and watch the fireworks. Dan Inman Electric player of the game.
Sounds good. Thank you.